run. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce our speaker to you, Enoch Mpasi. You're welcome, man.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry, for that introduction. And once again, I want to welcome you all to our Women Development Program for today. You are all welcome. Please sit tight as we go through the agenda of today from the opening prayer, which you've already had from the ESUT program chair, and that was my introduction. And now to the safety brief of today. Please don't forget, while you are having this meeting, do not take this call while driving, even when using a headset or hands-free, except you decide to park. Please ensure that you are muted to avoid distractions, especially when you're not speaking. Ensure the phone number for emergency situations is available. Keep the name of the building, room, and floor number in mind. Also, the sound of fire alarm should be audible. Don't forget to keep in mind the location of the nearest fire alarm, fire extinguisher, emergency exit, and muster point. When using a headset, ensure that you are still able to hear the fire alarm. Also, ensure that you know the location of the first and of a first aider. Please stay active because at the end of this, after the first lecture and the second lecture, we are going to have a raffle draw, which you have to be active to participate in. Also, keep fluids and food away from your devices. And most importantly, ensure that you follow the COVID-19 guidelines, especially if you're outdoors. Don't forget to use a nose mask. Welcome once again to the program of today. It's nice having you. Before we go on, I would love to introduce our wing chair, Mrs. Sola Robinson, to take us to commence her welcome address to welcome us all officially to our event. Now, Mrs. Sola Robinson is a drilling engineer with 18 years of experience spanning well design and engineering, directional drilling coordination, and performance development. Sola started her engineering career in 2002 as a well planner with Cassolate Nigeria Limited. She later joined Halliburton Nigeria in 2007 as a technical professional concentrating on well design and engineering. She is currently serving as the technical manager, PCI Factor Limited. She chaired Women Sharing Experience, WSE, and Sperry Talent and Advisory Council, SperryTAC, in 2015. Both are diversity and inclusion initiatives within Halliburton, which promotes and supports diversity in recruitment and among the workforce. Sola is a result-oriented, articulate, and analytical leader. She is an ardent advocate for women in STEM. She is also a member of the section, presently acting as co-chair, venue facilities, and hospitality subcommittee of the SPE Nigeria Council Technical Program Standing Committee. And other notable volunteer positions occupied by Mrs. Sola within SPE in Nigeria include co-chair venue facilities and hospitality subcommittee, 2019-2020 chair, short course committee, 2017-2018 and 2018-2019 technical information chair for section 103 Port Harcourt, 2017 and 2018, 2019 chair, Women Development Program Committee, 2015, 2016, 2017 co-chair, Women Development Program Committee, as well as 2014-2015. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. And she's married to Sam, and they have 3 children. Wow, you can see that the person inviting you for today's program is vast in different areas. So please help me welcome, a round of applause, Mrs. Adesola Robinson. Please, Ma, you can have the floor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I have the singular honor this evening to welcome every one of you to this power-packed 2-day event. My name is Mrs. Adeshola Robinson. Shola for short, not Sola, Shola. Okay. The Women in Energy Chair for SP Section 103 and the Women in Energy Chair for SP Section 103, just as she earlier mentioned. The Women in Energy, WIN, W-I-N, spelled as W-I-N, is a committee resident within SP International with local committees in sections and chapters. The purpose of the WIN committee in SP is to promote gender diversity in the oil and gas industry by attracting, retaining, and engaging women in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM field. We aim to create opportunities for women to enable them to step into leadership roles and pursue their career goals. In other words, our primary aim is to empower women to take up leadership roles. The theme of this event is the 25R Women: Aspirations, Challenges, and Opportunities. Many women today are 25R women, pulled by their many roles within the family, marriage, church, workplace, community. The more diversified these roles become, the greater is the need to fight disintegration and see how they fit together. Many women struggle with the pressure they feel between all the things they have to do, or even what to do, and the limited time they have in which to do them. And much of the time, they end up living according to pressures rather than priorities. You need to first make sense of your life before you can make sense and order out of your day. In this event, we have brought together seasoned women who have themselves conquered these challenges and are here to share with us. We have Mrs. Stella Obodu and Ms. Dorcas Etim Jimmy for today, and Mrs. Ella Muzan and Ms. Chineye Ezechi for tomorrow. We thank you, our speakers, for accepting our invites in spite of your busy schedules. We believe you will be doing good justice to this topic. I personally is looking forward to learn how to develop techniques of living to manage time and life, do less and get more done, view life as a whole and avoid feeling victimized by conflicting demands, transform circumstances from chaos to contentment, relax without feeling guilty, be better disciplined yet more flexible, enjoy rather than endure the process of life. I'm so excited and super expectant. I don't know about you. I have my notepad and pen ready, and I hope you have yours too. Ensure you stay to the end of the program. In case you're thrown out due to poor network, please come right back in as soon as possible so you don't miss much. So sit back and have a good time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Adeshola Robinson. I hope I got it this time. Yes, Ma, we are all ready to receive, and I'm sure we are going to learn as much as you are. Thank you very much. Now, before we go on, I would love to call on our Student Affairs Chairman, Mr. Kennedy, to put a full stop. I know that they say what a man can do, a woman can do better, but please help me welcome Mr. Kennedy as he concludes our welcome address for today. Over to you, sir.
Okay, I think it's not on the call yet.
Okay. Okay, while we wait for Mr. Kennedy, I would love to go ahead to introduce our first speaker for today, who will be talking to us on the topic for today, Mrs. Stella Obudu. But before she comes on stage, I would love to tell you more about Mrs. Stella so that you would know what you are in for. Mrs. Stella Obudu is a petrophysicist at Shell Nigeria. She holds a bachelor's degree with first class in mathematics from the University of Lagos, Akoka. She is an active member of SPE and has served as Student Affairs Chair and Secretary of SPE Section 103. She is also the immediate past chair for SPE Nigeria Council. She has received various awards for SPE and other organizations for her involvement with university students. She likes money and is always looking for how to make more. She is married to Ejiro and has a daughter, Zion. She is our keynote speaker for today. Please join me as we all give a round of applause to Mrs. Stella Obudu as she comes to the stage. Thank you.
Even me, I'm clapping for myself. Oh. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Ma.
You people said I am past council chair for SP Nigeria. Praise Master Jesus. I claim it. I claim it. I claim it. I claim it. I receive it. Oh Lord. Shaka. Bahosi, bahosi. Ndaboski. I claim it. But yes, one day, it's just that Madam Shola is in front of me to get that kind of position before I will get it. So happy New Year, guys. I'm happy to be having this event with you. So let me see. Let me try and share my screen. And sorry. And then I'll go back. Then I'll put this one on. Yes. Then come back. Display settings. So yes, confirm. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
Yes,
So my name is Stella Ihomo Obodu. They've already told you that. I'm from Imo State, but I'm married to somebody from Delta State. And my daughter's name is Zino. Ewo Mazino, not Zion. All you Igbo people, when you see name that you don't understand, you now Igbolized it for me. Because Zion is the Igbo version of you people will understand. So I have worked at so many things in my life. I have hustled them. In fact, then the hustling is too much. I've worked as in fact, this I need to update the list. I've worked as a ballet dancer. I've worked as a school teacher, primary school teacher, a lesson teacher. I've written projects for people. Then I worked in Ozone Cinemas. I worked with somebody that was making movies. Then I worked in Starcoms. Then I worked in Deloitte. Then I finally landed in Shell, where I have decided to become Minister of Petroleum now. Let me go and see that thing that is there. Maybe I can do my own part for Nigeria.
yes. So.
And then my personal mantra is I am the master of the faith, I am the captain of my soul. Nobody else can tell me otherwise. I'm the one in charge of my life. So today I'm going to talk to you about 25-hour woman, balancing personal, career, social, spiritual, romantic, all kinds of things, life, and what we can do about it. This is a very broad topic. Like I was super confused, when I started putting things down, I realized I won't have enough time to speak on the way it's doing me inside. So I just had to pick one thing that I just want to pick out of this whole module or basket of issues that follow being a 25-hour woman that we want everybody to go away with. And as we go through the presentation, we'll see what that is. Who is a 24-hour woman? Different people are 25-hour women at different phases in their life. The 25-hour woman is that final year student who is trying to increase her grade, but at the same time she's taking care of her family, and at the same time she's still doing all these small jobs to raise money. She could also be that engineer who is working 28 days on the rig, 28 days at home, but whose parents are still insisting that she must come for all the family events. And then her secondary school alumni, she's still very active in there and helping them organize events. She could also be that stay-at-home mom who is now responsible for her in-laws. Hey, after all, they stay for house now, you know, get everything they do. Yeah, they help us take care of mama and papa and auntie and uncle. And since they stay at home now, help us take care of the children. After school, my children will come to the house. She's that person. Or she could be that class lady that is working in a bank that has to go because she lives in Lagos, has to leave mainland to go to the island by 4 a.m., comes back by 11 p.m. She's still looking for love, and then she's working Saturdays and Sundays. That's when, and then she's having relationships and she's trying to maintain them healthily, but because she barely has enough time and she's always tired, she doesn't know how to manage it. At different times in our life, you are that 25-hour woman. And body
I can't hear Stella again. Oh.
the skill different period throughout those different phases. It's just you need to be able to understand. Start speaking something. Can anybody not hear me?
Okay, I think your network is a little bit fluctuating. It's okay now, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, you can, ma.
Okay. I joined on my phone too, so I was trying to join the audio on my phone. So most of us females, especially in Nigeria, you know, everything I'm going to be talking about will be the context of being Nigerian. We'll start experiencing 16, 17 when you're in SS3. In fact, for some of us, it starts really early. You'll be surprised that as early as 15, some people's parents are already harassing them on future career or on getting husbands or on being your boyfriends or of being active in church or of taking over the home or being responsible. And like I said before, as you go through life from that age 16, as you go through life, the main areas of your life change, but your approach to change, handling them should change as well. So the way you manage your life when you were a teenager should be different from the way you manage it when you're in university, should be different from the way you manage it when you are in university, when you're a mother, when you're a grandmother. Let's talk about balance. Balance starts with you. Remember my motto, you are the master of the faith, you're the captain of your ship. Balance starts with you. So if you have to be the one to tell yourself, I need to have balance in my life. And for you to have balance, you need to know yourself well. 2, manage your commitments. 3, steward the gifts God has given you. You need to take care of yourself, basically. I have colored number 2 blue because, you know, that's where I'm just going to concentrate on for this presentation. I was told I had only 20 minutes, so I'll try and make it brief as possible. So when I say know yourself well, in terms of balance, let's do a deep dive on those 3 things. A famous philosopher once said, man, know yourself. There's nothing in this life you will achieve if you do not understand yourself. If you do not know why you do the things you do. If you do not understand why you react to things the way you do. You cannot be successful in life if you have no control over yourself. It may look like you're successful, it may look like you're the boss, but one day, something will come and then ruin everything you have worked for. Balance is not a static thing that you achieve and you say, oh, I've achieved balance, so for the rest of my life, I'll never achieve balance. It's very dynamic, it changes. And it changes based on the series of decisions you make in any given day about how to allocate your limited resources. Forget this thing. We all know there's no 25 hours in a day. What we have is 24 hours. So every day you wake up and you tell yourself, how do I channel my resources today? How do I manage myself? And that is how you achieve balance. But you cannot even get up and make those decisions if you do not know yourself. Some of us will say, oh, I get angry easily. And then because you get angry easily, you spend half of the day quarreling with people. And then because you quarreled with somebody, you now spend most of the week or years trying to reconcile with that person. And so much time you could have used to achieve stuff goes. But meanwhile, if you had told yourself, okay, I'm a very I can quarrel, I like to quarrel, I'm not patient. So when somebody does something to me, instead of me to react, I'll remind myself that, Stella, oh, see, this thing you usually used to do has not worked for you. So please take it easy. For you to know yourself, you need to be able to sit down and reflect. And you also need to do research. You have to use resources like this Maya Briggs personality assessment. Daniel Goleman wrote a book, and Why You Do the Things You Do, where he talked about personality traits, choleric, people. He talked about people that are very outgoing, people that are extroverts, and people that are introverts, and how to identify yourselves. If you have not read those kind of books and then try to put yourself in one of those boxes, it will be very difficult for you to understand why you do what you do. Do you know, as an individual, what motivates you? So if I told anybody, if I called a random name here and asked the person, what motivates you in life? Do you know? And do you know that what motivates you changes as your pace in life changes? Nothing is static. You're not a tree. You will keep moving. Your character changes. Look at your past. Understand. See what you have done in the past. Try and think of, significant incidents. And try to understand, why did that incident happen? Those are the steps to getting to know yourself well on your journey to achieving balance. Second, manage your commitments. If there are people that have commitment in this life, it's the female gender. Just check it out. One person will be more a mother. Same person will be CW. The same person will be organizing. I'm Catholic, so we'll be organizing. So I'll use that as an example. Since I'm Catholic, we'll be organizing block rosary in her estate. The same person will be organizing all the birthday parties and everything. The same person will be the one saying that I have to be the one to cook for my family, so she'll be cooking, spending almost 3 hours in the kitchen every day. The same person will be in charge of PTA. The same person will be in charge of taking her children to all the extracurricular activities. If you say yes to everything, you won't be able to put in your best efforts anywhere. Look at men. You look at a guy that plays football. Believe me, the only thing he does is play football. You look at the men in my office, so I work in Shell, and I'll say it here, the men that are successful, the only thing a lot of them do is to work. They'll give you the story of, oh, my wife takes care of everything. When you look at what the wife is doing, she's like, in fact, if you can ask those men, and your children's school, which kind of activity to take part in, they cannot answer you, because they put all their commitment on one thing. But for us women, it's very easy, because we are communal. So it's easy for us to, oh, this person is doing this thing, I'll join her. And she's doing MMM, I'll join her. She's doing Forever Living, I'll join her. She's doing what's the other one? I'll join her. Before you know it, just spread everywhere. As Christians, I'm a Christian, and it's even said in the Bible, there is a time and season for everything. You cannot achieve balance in life if you cannot manage your commitments. You need to sit down, and it's part of when you're sitting down and you're trying to, put up your plan. What stage am I in now? What is the most important thing to me right now? Stella Obudu, the most important thing to me right now is my career and my family. And because I'm a working class woman, and I'm someone that sees herself having, a lot of impact in career, my career and family are 50-50%. If you're a stay-at-home mom, your family can be 100%. But for me, in my own, I'm saying it's 50-50%. Maybe the remaining 50% the family needs, my husband should bring it. For those of you that are in school, your main focus is your studies and graduating with a good result. And that's why you say your phases, the phases change. After 4 years, 5 years, for a lot of us, school will no longer be our problem. Our problem will now be like getting a job, growing in our career, getting our good technical skills, meeting the love of our life. So you're just saying that it's changing. But for now, for you people that are students, the ones I know, the main focus for you is your studies. In fact, that studies is more important to you than family if you're not married. And even if you're married, marry someone that will allow your studies to be to be more important to you than family. Because if you have a good grade, especially in this country, Nigeria, at least you're on the first step. You've crossed the first hurdle. People people that have first class 2-1s are not even getting good job. So what happens to people that have 2-2 and third class and all that? In order to make your commitments work count, you need to say no to other worthy causes. Like I just said now, if you're in school, say no to family, say no to relationships at a testing time. Those are worthy causes, those are worthy endeavors. But at a particular time, what is your main focus? One of the biggest things they tell you is that women multitask. It's true, women multitask. But because we multitask, we now become master of trade. We now become jack of all trades, master of none. And then you see that now there's someone will now tell you that the best chefs in the world are men. The best hairdressers in the world are men. The best designers in the world are men. But everybody knows that those industries are primarily female driven. So what went wrong? If you see the way those men have followed their career in those industries, it will be very hard to see, maybe for every 10 men that has followed, used dedication to pursue his career in those industries, maybe there's only one woman that has used that same dedication. And that's why even in your own industry, teaching, you see them giving an award and they'll say best teacher is a man too. In your own industry, a man will come and will take over from you. Every cause is worthy, every endeavor is worthy, but to achieve balance, you need to tell yourself what is most important now. You need to learn to set your goals and priorities right. Steward the good gifts God has given you. The first gift God has given you is your health. He has given you your body, He has given you your mind. Your health and your sanity should always be your priority. That will make you sacrifice any. Ah, then Unilag, my friend, she's Anambra, and she graduated from school when she was 21. From when she was 21 to when she was 29, when she got married. Every morning when she wakes up, her mom would disturb her. When are you going to get married? We will not go and bring husband. Her mother will be setting her up with men that are 40 years, 50 years old, all in the name of saying that my daughter has gotten married. To me, I just thought it was like funny, like, I just thought it was like that. Until one day she called me on the phone and she just started crying. She told me she will go to the office. That's the only thing she's thinking about. Anybody that tells her, hey, she'll be looking at a person and saying, is this the man? When she goes back home, she'll be dreading talking to her mother. She cannot even tell her mother, I'm going for a wedding because the mother will bridesmaid and be yabbing her. Her whole 24 hours in a day were taken up by one issue. Anyway, because me, I'm a very, I can quarrel too. I told her simple, leave the house. So the next time her mommy gave her that kind of issue, she told the mom, if you say this thing again, I'm going to leave the house. The mommy said it and she left the house and came and stayed with me. Unila for 3 nights. After they looked for her and everybody called and they finished begging, she finally went home. But she told me then that the pressure had reduced. Your health, why am I telling you this story? Your health and sanity should be your priority. You want to be a 25-hour woman, fine. But if every night you're going to bed, you're stressed out. If every night, morning you wake up, a million things are on your mind. If every night you're sleeping and you're dreaming about work, you're dreaming about your studies, you're dreaming about your boyfriend, whether will he propose or not, you're dreaming about different things. And then in the end, after you dream that dream, you don't get any solution. You just wake up with headache. Then your sanity is at risk. Some of us, our mothers were cruel. Our mothers and aunties were cruel and wicked because they had no other outlet for their frustration. So they took it on us, out on us, the children. Now that we are older and we understand the need for sanity, we understand the need for peace of mind. And of course, nobody now, you cannot be abusing your children anyhow. So who will you take out your frustration on? You need to guide your health and your sanity. What kills a lot of women is high blood pressure. High blood pressure is caused by stress. Stress caused by thinking. If they tell you what they are thinking about, you'll be wondering, but why? If you're a Christian, nurture your relationship with God. If you're a Muslim, no matter what being you serve, nurture your relationship with the person. Exercise regularly. One of the funniest things I've seen is men that are physically fit, very buff. They have muscles. They have, they look, like Flavor. By the way, I have a crush on Flavor, but they look very fit. Almost all of them, when you go and see their wife, big tummy, big nash, can probably walk from point A to point B comfortably. But why now? Eat well. Explore vegetarian diet, let me try it. This other diet, let me try it. Let me go and do Lose It Nigeria and see if I can lose more weight. And when you're doing these things, do it for yourself. Not do it because you want to attract somebody's attention or you're trying to, be better than the others. Start doing these things for yourself. Be healthier for yourself. Be finer for yourself. Go for a massage. Go for a mani pedicure. Madam Shola will tell you. And sometimes, if you're not careful, you see it. I see it among my female friends. Somebody will just get up and tell you, "Do you know in the past 1 year I've not done my nails?" And this is somebody that probably before used to do her nails every week. Me, I know they do nails before. I know they wear makeup. So now that I'm not doing it, it doesn't bother me. But I see people that this was their whole life, the only thing they used to do. And now they can barely do it because they are stretched on different directions. They are stretched at home, they are stretched in the office and co. Let me just give you an example. You cannot be working in my industry, working in Shell, under the kind of mental stress, because our stress is mostly mental. You're sitting down and you're looking at subsurface results and trying to make it make sense. And then you get up and say that it is only you that will cook in your house. My dear, you will you will get high blood pressure, you will get high BP. One day you will collapse and you might even have stroke. And all those house girls and cooks you did not want to use, you see them coming to your house to cook for you. Invest in yourself. Educationally, financially, read books, be curious, try and learn new things. While we're having the discussion, somebody should try and Google Bitcoin for me and how we can buy Bitcoins. Because that's what's raining now. Bitcoin as of last week was 20-something thousand dollars. As of today, it's $41,000. If you were listening to news or if you were following Twitter and following the smart people on Twitter, you should know it. So by now, we should know how to buy Bitcoin. Those are the ways you can invest in yourself. No knowledge can be wasted. So I'm going to give you a scenario. My friend Ngozi, she's Ada. See, a very pretty girl. So Ada's first daughter now. And her mom has high blood pressure. So what that means is that she's now practically the mother of the home. The only thing she does not have is authority. Well, she has authority, but she does not have mommy's authority. So the mother can still override her. As she's doing Ada and almost doing all the house chores, she's doing some part-time ushering work, events, weddings and co, to supplement the money that her parents give her so that she can have more parents. She has a 3.4 AGPO and they've told her that she can still enter a 2-1. She's in her third year and the 4-year course. So if she works very hard in her final year, she can still get a first class. I think she needs to get all A's first semester and all B's second semester and she's fine. She's a worker in church, so she's very active and she has meetings 4 times a week. And then she has a boyfriend on campus who she visits alone a lot, okay? And then when she goes to visit, she'll do lovey things, and then she'll be praying for him and stuff like that. But she's a naturalista. She has, natural hair. Natural hair, for those of us that know, it can be really, really, the amount of time to take you someone with relaxed hair to comb her hair, to take the naturalista almost an hour or 4 times of that. But this year, 2021, Ngozi woke up on January 1st, was thinking about the year, and just started crying. Ngozi, why are you crying? She said she's tired. So many things are just happening and she doesn't know what to do. How would you advise Ngozi to manage her life? Now I want to get some feedback from the audience. Dorcas, are you there? No.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Please, can you just randomly call somebody up for me? Let the person tell us how he or she would advise Ngozi to manage her life.
Okay, let me call on Obianuju. Obianuju, please, can you advise Ada for us?
All right. Good evening, everyone, and good evening, Madam Stella. Okay, so if I could advise Ada, I think I'll basically tell her to focus on education because our final year is the most crucial time of of what she's going to graduate with from school. So, and she has to make all A's to be able to make even a 2-1. And that would require a whole lot of hard work, commitment to studies. So I'll advise her to concentrate on her studies. And since she also helps at home, if she can take a job that would not also affect her education, then she should. Then spend less time doing things that are unnecessary, things that would not directly affect her positively. She should spend less time on those things. So that's our advice, Ada. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Perfect. I love that, Obianuju. Like, by the way, there's no wrong or right answer in this case. Oh. It depends on your situation. Somebody will tell Ada to concentrate on the boyfriend. If he's somebody that is valuable enough, maybe he already has money, then maybe if he was Dangote, some people will say that concentrate on Dangote, leave every other thing, because once he marries you, all your problem will be solved. So, like I said, there's no wrong or right answer. It depends on what your goals in life is. But this brings me to the main crust of my gist today: setting goals and setting your priorities. So remember, I told you one of the three ways you can get balance in your life. 3 steps to getting balance in your life is to manage your commitments. And to manage your commitments, you need to identify your priorities. A priority is the concern or interest that comes before all others. As far as I'm concerned, Ngozi slash Ada's priority in this life is to get a first class. Is to get that 2-1. Currently, she's on a 2-2, right? So her priority in life right now is to get that 2-2. This priority for me is more important than even her family. It's more important than any ushering job she's doing. It's more important than that stupid natural hair that she's carrying up and down. That and definitely more important than that useless boy, okay, that she's following. Identifying and ranking your priorities is a valuable skill set to achieving balance in life. In fact, once you can do this, it will be very easy to be balanced. Most of us do this already, we just don't know it. So imagine when you're now being intentional, when you're telling yourself, oh, I need to identify my priorities. It will surprise you how you're able to just let go of certain things. The priorities of a young mother is not the same as a grandmother or the same as a student. It changes with time and season. And that's why you will know we advise people like don't get married when you're in university, because those first few years of marriage, those first 2-3 years, you're trying to get to know your partner, you're trying to understand each other. Let me tell you the truth, if they don't tell you, those first 3 years, you people fight and fight and fight and quarrel and quarrel and quarrel. So many days, some of you will already be at the door with your bag ready to go home. In fact, some days the man will leave the house for you, some days you will leave the house for him. Most people don't tell you this. I'm telling you now. The fight and quarrel will not be here. The issue is that after people fight and quarrel, in the next 30 minutes, you've reconciled. So imagine having that kind of pressure with somebody and then you're thinking about reading so that you get the all A's. It's very difficult to manage. So people will be like, goals, priorities. If you go online, if you read books, they are kind of interchanged. But for the purpose of this discussion, goals are the bigger pictures, tangible milestones that you are trying to achieve. Ada has a goal, and her goal is to enter 2-1. She's on a 3.48. If she gets all A's and some B's, she can get a 3.52 and graduate to a 2-1. Priorities are those things she needs to say yes or no to in order to reach that goal. So for now, her priority should be studying, staying focused in class, ensuring that she does not carry out any activity or she doesn't do any job that would limit her studying or prevent her from reading. So she cannot be doing too many overnight jobs. She cannot be working around exam period or co. She needs to be able to say priorities needs to be like, okay, I won't do Twitter again for maybe this period. I won't be on Instagram. I'll go off social media so I can concentrate on my books. Those are the priorities for you. So how would you identify your goals and your priorities? We're going to do an exercise, so I hope everybody has pen and paper. Think about your life. What is really important to you? Think about the things you're doing every day. Write them down. Just sit down, like pick up a pen I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth, I bathe, I do YouTube, or I open Instablog Niger. What else do you do? Do you go on jobs? Do you do some ushering job? Do you do something like that? Then when you've written it down maybe for 4, 5, 6 days, what are the things that I'm doing here that are not that important? That actually, why am I doing all these things I'm doing? Understand why you do what you do. We all go on Instagram and Twitter to get entertained. But how much entertainment do you need if you're a student? So, but first, when you write that kind of thing, that you realize that you're not even reading. Run a test week. Like this week, I'm going to clear out the clutter. If maybe before I used to go to Instablog Niger 5 times a week. When I wake up, I'm on Instablog Niger. No more Instablog Niger. I'm going to download an app on my phone that tells me when I spent more than 1 hour on Instagram. There are apps like that. Once it gives me that deadline, I'm going to remove it. Try and put into your life, as you're taking out the clutter, try and put into your life more of this important stuff. So what are these important stuff? Okay, based on what the things I've written down, I'm actually only spending 30 minutes reading. Maybe I should start spending 1 hour reading. Maybe I should spend maybe 15 minutes praying. Or maybe I should decide to tell myself every day I must spend at least 10 minutes talking to a member of my family. So as you're taking out, you're putting in the important stuff. So we're going to start a goal setting exercise, and this will take us to the end of this session. The first step in the goal setting exercise is what we see on this picture here: gratitude practice. Number one, whenever you're trying to set your goals, especially now we're at the beginning of the year, try and think back over 2020. Where you are, what have you achieved in the year? What are you grateful for? What was the worst thing that happened to you? What new thing did you learn? What goal did you lay the foundation for? I need 1 or 2 people. Okay, I'm going to need 2 people to actually say something about this. So, Dorcas, please, can you help us call up somebody?
Okay, sure, I can. If you need 2 people, let me call a far older lady and a younger lady. Please, Marianne, could you help us with that? Is she there? Okay, while I wait a response for Marianne.
Dorcas, I'm walking back home. It's noisy, my background.
Oh, okay, no problem. Thank you. That's fine. Okay, let me call on a student. Divine, please. Could you help with that? Hello, Divine. If Divine is not there, please, Itoro, could you help us with that, please? Itoro Kofi.
I'm sorry, I'm in a very noisy place. I don't think it should be clear enough for me to speak.
Madam Ngozi, please, could you help us while I look for a student that is not in a noisy place?
For what I'm grateful for. Stella.
Yeah, so we're trying to do the goal setting exercise, and the first step is gratitude practice. So we have to recap where we are, what happened last year. So just, if it were you, what happened last year in this or the last time period? What are you grateful for? What was the worst thing that happened? What new thing did you learn? What goal did you lay the foundation for? Just anything on these issues.
Okay, so last year we all aware about the COVID that is even still on up till now, and till date we're still working from home. So I'm grateful for life, grateful for the opportunity of staying at home. Like my children are quite grown up, so like they are in boarding schools. But last year, because of the COVID, we all had to stay at home for like 6 months. So a lot of things I didn't know about them, being teenagers, I got to see it more. I had the opportunity of like correcting some. Like my daughter, she now learns how to cook. So those are the things I'm grateful for. So initially it was terrible staying at home and having to work from home. But when you sit back and look at all that things that bonding, that everybody is sitting down together, when you're done with your frowning, like Stella, you said it, that most times we'll quarrel, all those stuff and things like that. But since there wasn't anywhere to go to, after the quarrel, you have to reconcile now. There's nobody to go and see to become friends with. So those are the things I'm grateful for. The worst thing that happened will be having to sit more at home. I'm an outgoing kind of person. And so the first 2-3 months was terrible for me. In fact, at a point in time, I was kind of depressed, having to change my lifestyle of always going out and things like that, and being locked up somewhere. And so it was terrible, but I thank God that I've been able to overcome that. In fact, in the last 1 month that I've been on leave, I haven't even opened my mail. I just sit down and lie down and sleep and watch telly. This unlike me. So so those are things that last year has changed in my life. So what goal did you lay the foundation for? So the goal is now being more focused, sitting down and planning what I want to do and how to channel my children's strength and ability to achieve what they are meant to achieve. So that's it.
Thank you. So remember when I was saying know yourself, you can see the way Ngozi is talking about herself and what she has achieved and what happened last year. This is a woman that knows herself. I can tell you something, Sha, for most of us students that are in the core. The worst thing that happened for all of us last year is we spent 9 months at home due to ASU strike and we did not learn a new skill. So if I ask you now, what did you learn? Did you learn coding? No. Did you learn how to build an app? No. Did you learn hairdressing? No. Did you learn makeup? No. That is the worst thing that happened to you. You had 9 months and you didn't do anything. You couldn't even take out 1 month and learn a new skill. For some people that went to learn skill, I know my neighbor's child went to start doing makeup. She's not so perfect, but she has learned the foundation for that. So even this year, she said she's going to continue. What she does now is she does makeup for 3,000, 2,000 for her friends. One day, I bet 4-5 years from now, she'll be doing wedding makeup for somebody, 150,000. She has laid the foundation from that goal from last year. So we'll now go to our second item on the goal setting exercise. Choose what to keep, what to ditch, what to keep, and what to try. So we've sat down and we've thought about last year. And then we thought about all the burdens, all the responsibilities we've carried as women. And that's why Ngozi is crying at the beginning of the year. This year, you can create your own. You break it down into the different segments of your life: studies, marriage and relationships, kids. What can I ditch? What can I keep? What can I try? Remember what I said, your mental health is very important. So as at this point, negative friends and negativity should leave your mind. You see all those friends that if you're someone like me and you don't do makeup, you don't dress up, and you're happy with life, and then you have all these friends that are always like, oh, do makeup now, and see the way you're looking, and always, putting you under pressure to do stuff. This is the point to tell yourself, do I still want to be friends with that person? Do I need that kind of negativity in my life? What can you teach? It's at this point you tell yourself, that relationship with okay, does Ada really need it? What is she gaining from it? A lot of you are students and you're using your money to take care of your campus boyfriends. You go to their house, their apartments, you're cooking for them, you're cleaning their apartment for them, and they are reading. And you're doing free wife work. This is the time you take that reflection when you think about the past and say, do I really need it? You spent a year away from this guy and you did not die. If I spent more than 2 months away from my husband, I know I would die. My heart would be broken in pieces. That's how important he is to me. But some of us have spent 9, 7, 8 months, 10 months, 1 year away from our campus boyfriends, and we did not die. In fact, life has moved on. So do you really need to be in a full-fledged relationship in campus? Especially now in your final year, you have a 3.4 GPA and you're trying to enter a 2.1. Do you need a relationship? Consider it like spring cleaning. You know that Hamatan cleaning when you go to the village and everybody is dusting everywhere. Consider it. We need to do it regularly. You need to think about what to teach, what to keep, and what to try. What new tricks and tips can you try this year? Every year, when I have a community of female friends, and every year, somebody's like, oh, last year I tried having 2 mates and it didn't work for me. This year I don't know what to do. And somebody is like, oh, why don't you try having somebody come and go? So you think about that. Or you're like, oh, last year I was so stressed out every day and cooking, you do this, you do that. And somebody is like, why don't you try ordering food? There are a lot of vendors that cook pots and bowls of soup. Order from them. What new tricks and tips can you try this year? Remember, this is stage 2 of your goal setting exercise. And why are we doing this exercise? To ensure that you have a balanced life. We are not just doing it in vain. You need to be balanced. There are only 24 hours in a day. The 25 hour is just title of seminar. There are only 24 hours in a day. And if you are me, 8 of those hours must be spent sleeping. If I don't sleep 8 hours in a day, I won't function well. I'll be cranky, I'll be slow, I'll be miserable. So we have a goal setting exercise number 3. Identify your long-term and short-term goals for the next time period. So when I mean time period is for some people, depending on your phase in life, your long-term goal might be 1 year. If you're in university and you're doing a 4-year course, your long-term goal in terms of your studies is 4 years. If you're married and you're thinking about your marriage, your long-term goals is probably for the rest of your life. Your short-term goals is probably for the next 5 years. Let's just get over this phase of marriage. And ask yourself, why these goals? There is no goal that is not valid. Every goal is valid. The only thing is you need to own your goals. Don't let people set your goals for you. My friend that I spoke about in the beginning, whose mother pressured her about marrying, she was letting her mother set the goals on marriage for her. So it was until she took that drastic step of leaving the house, of letting the mother know that you cannot be pulling me and pressuring me over something I have no control over. Was she able to take control of her life? And then, okay, I want to get married, but you know what? Let me just say I'm 24 now. So by God's grace, in the next 4 years, I should get married. That's a long-term goal. Within that 4 years, what are you doing with yourself? What skills are you learning? Are you just going to sit down at home and going to work and be praying for husband? She took the opportunity to travel, tried out a bit of acting. So by the time she now finally met Mr. Right and they got married, she wasn't frustrated and felt, oh, I didn't live my life. Now, when you're setting these goals, identify 3 focus areas in life. What are the 3 focus areas targets in your life? Let's use Ada as an example. In the profile I said, all of us have agreed that number 1 focus for Ada is her studies. That is her number 1 focus area. Number 2, the truth about it is that she's the first daughter and her mother needs her help. So that is also a key focus area for her. Her 3rd focus area, I'm just looking at it, should be her personal well-being. Because final year is not easy. I know a lot of people that ran mad, had emotional collapse, had breakdowns and all that. So it should be her personal health. And if okay is not giving her that help, then probably it's time for her to go. Okay, by now you guys would have realized that I actually don't like the idea of it. I feel most campus relationships are a waste of time, and they pass negatively on the girls most of the time. So almost everybody I know that had a serious campus relationship when I was in Unilag, apart from one, all of them broke up after we left school, and almost all the girls had regrets about the relationships. Like, oh, had even I was done with this guy, I would have be more useful or come out a better grade or done something more useful with her life. Then when you're defining your goals. You also have to define the priorities. We said that Ada's zone is to get a first class. What are her priorities in terms of being a daughter to her mother? So for her being Ada, they told her she must go to market, she will cook the food, she'll cook this, she'll clean the house. Do you know she can get up and tell the mother that I'm sorry, cleaning this house is no longer a priority for me. Let everybody clean up after themselves. I always tell my colleagues when they come and they're like, oh, maybe their domestic staff has left, and they're like, they don't know what to do, only them with the children. I always tell them, identify your priorities. As far as I'm concerned, the way I think, my priority is my children, it's my child. My priority is my child. So if my domestic staff leaves, you see this house, if I cannot get the gate man to come and clean the house, well, the house will remain dirty like that. I cannot kill myself. I cannot wake up in the morning, bath baby, and prepare baby's food, play with baby. Then maybe when she's sleeping, that means I'll now be resting. I will now be mopping house. No, 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 no. Instead, we will not have any visitor. Or we'll go and call all those, when the house has gotten really dirty and scattered, we'll now go and call all those cleaning companies to come and clean. She will sit down with her mother. Ngozi Ada will go and sit down with her mother and define the priority. Mommy, these are all the things I've been doing as your daughter, because I know that there's nobody else that can do it. You see what? Cooking, I'll start doing it, but only do it on Sunday. So you have to give me Monday on Saturday to go and buy all the food. Also, remember, she has a priority of making money to supplement what her parents give her. She has a goal of making money, of being financially comfortable. So she has to determine her priorities. What kind of jobs can I do? Let me talk to the people that give me jobs so that they'll know the kind of job to give me, so that I will be able to work and at the same time not affect my studies. And this also talks to this point of define your enablers and disablers. Enablers are people that help you to achieve something, either positively, and disablers help you negatively. So in her case, her enabler for household chores will be her mother. If the mother does not agree to support her in her goal and quest of reducing household chores, then she will have a problem. Her enablers in terms of her studies could be the kind of friends she keeps. So you need to define these people so that you know who to avoid, who to share your goals with, and who to just, tolerate for the time being. And finally, the fourth step, have a vision board. A vision board is a physical board that is a collage of images and pictures and affirmations of one's dreams and desires. It's supposed to serve as a source of inspiration and motivation. It's also used as a daily reminder of one's priorities. In fact, it's based on this Bible verse. Write down the revelation and make it plain on tablet so that a herald may run with it. The truth about life that I have learned, anything you do not write down, you cannot achieve. Go back, all of you, especially the very spiritual ones among you. Go and look for all those apps, papers where you wrote down your prayer points. You discover that most of those prayer points have been answered, or most of those goals you set for yourself on paper have been achieved. Sometimes I'll just be going through my note app and I'll see, oh God, this is where I prayed for this, or this is where I prayed for that. And that's why I don't laugh at people where maybe they're on Instagram and somebody puts up a picture of maybe a couple and says, before the end of next year, this is yours. The power of positive affirmation cannot be underemphasized. Of course, faith without works is useless. So even as you're positively affirmating something, you need to be working towards it. But the two go hand in hand. And that's what a vision board does for you. This is an example of a vision board.
Please, Ma, you have 5 minutes more.
No, I'm almost done. So Ngozi has told herself she'll spend at least 2 hours per day reading. She'll submit her assignments on time. She'll pray 1 hour a day. She has put this on a lovely poster. She takes this and she hangs it in her room. And every day she looks at it and remembers, this is what I told myself. What do you think is happening to her psyche, to her mental health? She's re-emphasizing her priorities and her goals. That is the power of a vision board. I totally recommend it for everybody that is trying to find balance. You have to put it in a visually appealing way and then Paste it somewhere you can see it every day. You can take a soft copy, make it your screensaver. You can paste it on the wall beside you. You know what? Paint your whole house with it. It's not your business. You are trying to reinforce your goals and priorities. You're trying to take charge of your life. So that's it. The steps to planning and setting your goals and priorities in order for you to achieve balance in life. A quick recap: you must be intentional about creating balance in your life. Balance is not static, it changes with seasons and situations. Be ruthless in determining your priorities and ditching activities that do not align with it. Be very ruthless. It is your life. You are the master and captain of that boat. You are in charge. Don't let any other person determine your goals for you. Write down, and finally, write down that vision. Write down those priorities. Write down that goals. Put it somewhere that is very visible so that you would always remember it. And then one last slide that I've learned to put in every presentation I make. 5 things I'll tell my younger self. The relationships you make along the way matter. Some relationships are a waste of time, some help build you up. The trick is to realize early on which relationship, which are which. The ones that are a waste of time, when you sit down every year or every time period and you do your reflection on the past, you usually will identify it if you're truthful to yourself and if you actually understand and know why you do things you do. Develop your value system early. Stick to it, review it regularly, and have a clear, well defined understanding of why they are your values. If you decide that you want to be promiscuous and you want to have multiple relationships, that is your value system. Just have an understanding of why you do what you do. And that also stems from the fact of understanding you yourself, the id in you. Do you know yourself? Do you know why you do what you do? And everything you do, don't lie to yourself. You can lie to your mother, you can lie to your father, you can tell people, hey, I didn't do it. In your heart of hearts, never lie to yourself. Tell yourself, I fucked up. Tell yourself, I shouldn't have done that. Because once you start lying to yourself, your case is lost. The next thing I'll tell my younger self, after a certain age, you cannot blame your parents for anything that happens to you. For some of us, that age comes early. 16, 17. For some of us, we're lucky and our parents are there for us until we are 20. But after a while, you cannot blame your parents that you went to study a course that you did not like. They forced me to do engineering. Is it not people that are changing course in year 2? They forced me to go to this university. Is it not people that are using their own money to send themselves to other university? And they did not give me money to write jam. Is it not people that are hustling money to raise money for their school fees and to buy jam for? After a while, you're the only person in charge of your life. Even though society may tell you otherwise, but the truth about it, in today's age and time, in the end, it is only you that will suffer the consequences. And finally, be kind, be honest, be loving. There's no need to be nasty. There's no need to be that girl or that lady that has a sharp mouth. You see people that enjoy it, that enjoy oh, everybody's afraid of me because they know I'll give it to them hot, hot. Believe me, I have seen a lot of friends. I'm in my 30s now. Every single one of my friends that was like that in 20s and in our teenagehood, all of them have changed now to be calming down. But unfortunately, a lot of them don't have relationships. So yes, they have calmed down now. But whereas if we go into a gathering and I know 20 people, them, they only know 1 or 2 people. The remaining 18 people don't want to talk to them because of things they have done to them in their past. So with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not confuse you on the need for balance in your life. Thank you very much. I finish.
And are you there?
Thank you very much, Ma. Yes, ma'am, here. Thank you very much, Miss Stella. That was a very, very good one. And I'm sure that we all learned such 1 or 2 things. But because of our time, we can't go on. And I'm sure you must have had a lot more planned out for us. But thank you, Ma. Now, moving on to the question and answer session. Please, I don't know if anyone has a question to ask because I've not seen any question in the chat box now. You could please indicate by raise of your hand, please, so that we'll start taking the question. And if peradventure you don't want to ask personally, you could just type it on the chat box.
Okay, while we wait for questions to come in worry, you can and I'll go ahead and introduce for the raffle draw. So worry, you can take on while we're waiting for questions to come in.
Okay, I've not seen any question yet. So I'll hand over to Mr. Victor so that he can check our YouTube channel if there is any question there before we move on to the second lecture of today.
Hello.
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 Yeah.
Hello. Good evening,
Good evening.
everyone.
So,
Can we all see the screen? Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Please continue.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
yes, we can.
Yes.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Just go
Yes, we
ahead.
can hear you. Go ahead.
Everyone, and thank you, Mrs. Stella, for a one. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Stella, for a wonderful lecture. I've learned a lot. Okay, so while the program is going on, we've come to the wrap draw section, the icebreaker. You know, we want to make people smile. So you don't just come listen to the lectures and then you just go all bored. SP has something, a little token to give to some of us that are here. I was going to have a raffle draw right now. So if you're the lucky person, you're going to get 500 naira worth of airtime. We're going to have 10 winners today, 5 winners now, and then before the end of the program, we'll have another 5 winners. So if I were you, you don't win this first session, you better stay put so that you can win 500 naira airtime towards the end of the program, so you don't lose that. So for us to start now, only those who are in the list right now. So if your number pops out as a lucky winner, you have to confirm you're online. You have to confirm before we give it to you. So once your number pops out, you unmute yourself and then confirm that you're here with us. And then thirdly, nobody wins twice. Everybody wins once. So we can give opportunity to others to win. Okay, so let's share our screen so we can shuffle and start having our winners quickly. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So let's shuffle. Let's get our first winner. Okay, shuffle. Okay, we have a winner. Our first winner is number 46. Number 46 is number 46.
Please, is Paul Lucam here? Paul Lucam, if you're here, please unmute your mic and indicate you're here. All right, Simeon, go ahead and reshuffle again. Paul Lucam is not here. Number 117. We don't have number 117, so please reshuffle again.
Let's see. Number 3. So we
have Sorrow Joseph.
Please, Sorrow Joseph should indicate that it's in the house so we can get our first winner. Sorrow Joseph, are you here? Sorrow Joseph, are you here? Please unmute yourself and let us know if you're here. Oh, Sorrow Joseph is not here. Please so we're going to shuffle again. We're going to shuffle again. Why is it that all the winners are not here now? Okay, so let's 115.
We don't have 115. The last number is 106. So shuffle again.
Okay, so let's shuffle again. We don't have 123, so let's shuffle again.
Please shuffle again.
We don't have 107. Wow, number 7. I'm the lucky winner.
Are you sure you're not playing while you?
No. I'm the lucky winner. Okay, so I'm the first winner for today. That's good. I'm the first winner. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's shuffle again. We have our first winner. So let's shuffle again. 63. So we have to shuffle. Go down, let's see. 63, that's Jonathan Ebo. Jonathan Ebo, are you here? Please unmute yourself and let us know if you're here.
Yes. I'm here.
Jonathan, you're doing fine.
Okay, that's our second winner for tonight, Jonathan Ebo.
I'm here.
So you drop your number for us on the chat box. Drop your number for us. Okay, so quickly, let's get our third winner because of time. Let's get our third winner. $130. We don't have 130. So let's. $119. We don't have 119. No. So 57. Okay. Our third winner for tonight is 57. 57 is Victoria. Victoria, are you here? Victoria, please, if you're here, unmute yourself and let us know if you're here. Is Victoria
She just left.
here? Okay.
No, I can't see her in the meeting.
That's the second rule. The person must be online. So she's not. Not here. We have to shuffle again. We don't have 145, so let's shuffle again. We don't have 131, so let's shuffle again quickly because of time. Number 9, and our third winner for tonight is Chidera Sirio. Chidera, are you here? Please unmute yourself and let us know if you're here. Chidera, are you here? Chidera Sirio. That's our third winner. If you're here, unmute yourself and let us know. Okay, so I guess Chidera is not here. What's happening tonight? Okay, let's shuffle again to get our third winner. 143. We don't have 143. We'll shuffle. 55. We have 55. So let's see who our lucky winner is. 55. 55. 55 is Hilary. Oh, forgive me, I can't pronounce that name. Please, if you're here, unmute yourself and let us know if you're here. 55, Hilary. Hilary, are you here?
Good evening. I'm Maran. I'm present. Good evening.
I don't understand.
Okay.
In a lady program, and men are winning all our
Thank
prizes.
you.
Very okay. Congratulations, quickly. So 2 months to go. So be praying hard. Be praying hard. It could be the next winner.
Oh God, do. See.
Pray hard. Please, Hilary, drop your phone number on the chat box.
All right, I will do that right away.
79. 79. That is our first winner for today. For tonight. For now. Okay, let me not say for today. For now. Okay. 79 is Azubike Okwandi. Azubike, are you here? Azubike, are you here? Please unmute yourself. I guess Azubike is not here.
Not here.
So quickly. Azubike is not here again. Why? These people are just missing that. Yeah. Oh, we don't have one thing. So we shuffle. Oh, network. Oh. Okay, 9. Chidera Siri again. Chidera Siri. That is not here. 89. 89. Who is our lucky winner? 89. Menebe Collins. Menebe Collins, are you here?
No.
If you are here, please unmute yourself. Are you here?
It's not here.
Menebe Collins. Okay, it's not here. Please, let's shuffle again. And then, what's going on? Please pray harder so that people who are here, their numbers will come up. 71, okay? 71. 71. 71 is Uchechukwu Shedrack. Uchechukwu Shedrack, are you here? Shedrack, are you here? Shedrack is not here. I'm praying very hard for those of us that are online, so our numbers will pop up.
The raffle draw scared of my number. I don't understand.
45. No, don't worry, yours is coming. 45. So let's see who the lucky winner is. Chukwuka Benedict. Chukwuka Benedict, are you here? Chukwuka Benedict. All our lucky winners are online. Okay, so let's shuffle again.
Sorry, hello.
Let's shuffle and let's see our next winner will be. Okay, 94. Desmond Tutu.
Around.
What I will do now, if I reach us, I will apply. I will apply. So before tomorrow.
Please, unmute yourself. And please mute your mic.
Go ahead, I've muted the person.
Okay. Okay, so let's shuffle again. The person is not online. Let's shuffle and then we have 2 more to go. 2 more to go before the second speaker comes up. I think I should pray that. So people who are online, the numbers will come up. 98. Okay, let's see who that is. 98.
Uh,
98. Jumene Monday.
No worry.
Yes.
Victor is
Yes.
keeping track and the engaging part for us from YouTube, and he's raising his hand. I don't know, maybe the winner might be on YouTube. So before we shuffle again, let's hear him speak.
Okay.
Victor,
Okay. So let's see.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, Victor.
Okay. So somebody was asking. I think the person's
can
name
hear
is
you.
Okay. Okay. Joe William on YouTube was asking. Said, what of people on YouTube live? Okay. So just like what she just said now. I think we should. We need to also check the persons on YouTube, so we don't deny them their win. So that was my contribution.
Okay, so what you do for us, Victor, is if we call and the person is on YouTube, let them indicate on the chat box, then you tell us.
Okay, I think there are just three persons here. They are Josephine Ada, Dorcas, Jimmy, and then Joe Williams and myself.
Okay, all right then. So don't worry, you can continue.
Okay. Okay, so we'll shuffle now and then let's get our first winner. I just hope this person will be online. 40. Uchenna Ezika. Uchenna Ezika, are you online? Uchenna Ezika, are you online? If you're online, unmute yourself and let us know you're here. Okay, it seems he's not here. So we'll shuffle again and 42. I hope this person is online. 42. Mary Evans. Mary, are you here? Mary Evans. Mary is not here. So let's shuffle again. 125. 124. Let's shuffle again. We don't have one.
Food run, no show my
89.
number. Oh God.
Village
89. Okay, let's check who is 89. 89. Oh, many be calling today. This is the second time this person's number is coming up, and the person. Many, are you online now? No, he's still not here. We don't have 148. We don't have 137. 35. Let's see. 35. Christian Ifejimalu. Are you here? Christian, are you online? What's going on? All our winners are not online. Christian, are you here? We have 2 more to go.
All right.
Oh, 105. 105. Mrs. V. Mrs. V, are you here?
Mrs. V was online earlier.
Mrs. V. This is not here. Okay. So let's shuffle again. But our time is running out. $37. I hope this person is online. 37. Samson, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Samson, if you're here, mute yourself. Oh, wow.
I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, so our final winner for now. Yes, I
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Samson is online. So we have one more to go. Our final winner. I can hear you, Sam. Please drop your number in the chat box. Please drop your number in the chat box. Okay, so our final winner for now, 81. 81. So let's check out 81. 81. Dumene Monday. I think this is the second time this name is coming up too. Is he online now? Is the person online now? Okay, so we shuffle again. 16. Okonkwo Ekene. Ekene, are you here? Ekene, are you here? Is Ekene here? Just one more person and we move on. We don't have 150. 102. 102. 102.
I think she's still online.
Marianne Augustine. I guess Marianne is online. Yes. Marianne, are you here? Please unmute yourself and let us know if you're here. Marianne. Marianne. Don't let your chance pass. Please unmute yourself and tell us you're here to claim your prize. Marianne. We're not hearing from Marianne.
Right, raffle continues.
You have gone offline.
Somebody have to continue. You're open it to be your number next, Abby.
Let's shuffle and no. You can't claim someone's prize. Okay.
Do I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
So let's do our last round. Yes. 3, number 3. Joseph, this is the second time this number is coming up.
How can some people's name be coming twice when people like us never ever
online now? 87. 87. This number is looking like it has come before. Let's check out 87. Okay. Itunolua Olainoye. Please, are you online? Number 87. Yes, I'm online. Itunolua. Yes, I'm online. Congratulations to Jonathan and Kawari. Okay. Please drop your number on the chat box. Okay, congratulations to Iwawari, Jonathan, Hilary, Samson, and Itoluwa. So for those of us that have not gotten, towards the end of the program, we'll do another program. We'll get 5 more winners. So stay tuned and don't go offline. Thank you very much. Thanks for participating. Over to you, moderator.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Iwawari. Thank you for that. And congratulations to all the winners. For those of us who did not win, we know that we are all winners. So we have won, even though we did not win. And there's going to be another raffle draw, and I'm sure we'll all be looking forward to it. Now, without wasting much of our time, we had a question for Mrs. Stella. Somebody who said she wants to ask a question, Miss Obianuju said she wants to ask the question. So please, I think we should take that question before we move on to the second speaker. That should just be for 1 minute because of our time.
All right, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, quick one for me, Stella. We are all aware of how hard balance is. Of everything Madam Stella talked about, balance is one thing that I find difficult because I want to take up this, I want to do that, I want to do this. And at some point, you find out that you're overwhelmed. And with Madam Stella's teaching now and principle on how to know yourself and actually coordinate yourself, schedule your time and manage your time very well. So my question is this: what about for short-term goals? Because we all have short-term goals, and when we write it out, they're within the next 6 months, probably sometimes within the next 1 year. So what about short-term goals that come in later and they were never on the goal division board before, but it's something that actually came on later and you really have to do this and you really want to do it. But probably at that time, you already have a lot of things to do. How do you balance that? How do you balance impromptu activities? That's my question. Thank you.
That's um that's good. I like the question because it's actually a reality of life that man proposes and along the line things happen. So I guess that's more or less why you need to have regular how do I say, should I call it feedback sessions or regular reflection sessions where you look at what your plan for the beginning of the year was and how far you've achieved it. If I was a student, I probably will have all those sections at the end of every semester compared to what I planned for at the beginning of the semester. And then, of course, it depends on what the issues that come up are. Remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Any short-term, any activity that comes up in the middle of the year or in the middle of your time period that requires you to add it to your goal, it will still go through the same process of you reevaluating your life, what the actual goal is, what are the priorities that lead into that goal, and then you ask yourself, if I add this to the other things that I have planned for myself, what else can I do? So I'll give an example for myself. The year I got pregnant, I already had my plans for those years. I already had a lot of activities. I had a goal to travel and give some talks in different locations. Then I was a student programs chair. So I wanted to go to every single section and I visit at least 2 chapters in every single section in Nigeria and and then visit the 1 chapter in Cameroon. I got pregnant that year and went up in March, and by July, when I was reflecting on what I had done and what remained for me to do over the year, I realized that I needed to change my goals to align for the fact that I was not pregnant. And as far as I was concerned, being pregnant, having a child was now the most #1 goal for me. Every other thing had to subdue to it. So automatically, it was easy for me to just take off, okay, I needed to reduce stress in my life. So of course, I started dropping things left, right, and center. So that's just an example from my own perspective of what you can do. Victor, I hope that helped your question.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, so Mr. Bianojo, please, was your question being answered? Okay, it looks like she's not around, so I would
No,
take
I'm
it like
around.
because
I'm around.
for
I
me the
heard it
question
all.
has been answered.
I'm around.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, ma. Okay, so Mr. Victor is raising his hand. Please, I would give the stage to him now. I think there's a question from our YouTube channel.
Okay. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a question for Madam. So during your discussion, you talked about how women in general can be overlabored with so much tax, especially from their career, and then also, home chores and and the rest. So I'm curious, being somebody who, is also a son in a family, I understand what you're saying. So, but I want you to, profile some solutions on how, let's say, families can come together to be able to relieve women in general and, of some of all this stress. How can they come together to find a common ground where it's, the whole thing can work together perfectly for everybody, especially considering that, the ladies are actually more overburdened with some of all this uneven distribution of work, if I would say. Thank you, ma'am.
If I say what's in my mind, brother, section chair, you beat me after. I'll give the politically correct answer. As parents, we should be able to understand all our children and understand the challenges our children are going through. And parents should sit down with every member of their family to forge a path ahead for the family, taking into consideration the needs of their children. Parents shouldn't give the children the responsibility of parenthood without any support. That's the politically correct answer. The politically correct, what in my mind I'm thinking is we are Nigerians, and a lot of people, parents, the only power they have is over their children, and they tend to exhibit that power in various ridiculous ways. So if your parents are not the type that would understand why you need time, because in their mind, if you're a woman, you should be able to do all these things. After all, our mothers in the village gave birth in the forest. We used to go to the farm, give birth in the morning, and go back to the farm in the evening. All those kind of horror stories they used to share. So it takes everybody there being a systemic change in everybody's mindset. And the truth about it is that it's going to be difficult because a lot of people, the solution to it will be for everybody to be able to give their own contribution to the house chores and everything. But even you that is asking this question now, if your sister that used to cook every Sunday tells you to come and take over cooking on Sunday, would you agree? You will look for an excuse to go out of that job. So basically, it's just, I don't know, by the grace of God and the kind of family we come from. Really, I can't answer that question. Maybe we should ask somebody else.
No,
So is there anyone that can answer the question for now, or should we go on?
Move on.
Move on. I think time is going.
Okay. So it's time for the second lecture of today. I'm sure you all have rested with the icebreaker and with the questions that were being asked. Now, before I call on Ms. Dorcas Etim to give us the lecture for today, I would love to tell you more about her. Ms. Dorcas Jimmy is a graduate of petroleum engineering from Rivers State University of Science and Technology. She started off her professional career as a personal and lecturing assistant, graduate assistant to Professor E. Wami. Her undergraduate project design of a floating roof crude oil storage tank of 100,000 DPD capacity attracted the TEFCON research grant and was established in Taraba State University. She has a distinction in MTech in petroleum engineering from Rivers State University. She has been project management assistant to Professor E.N. Wami for the establishment of the world-class Space Data University. She is also a drilling fluid specialist with over 5 years of assisting in lecturing, drilling field technology, and other jobs related to the drilling fluid formation. She is currently YP co-chair, the student coordinator for WIN, and career guardians for SPE Section 103. Without further ado, I would love to welcome Ms. Dorcas Ejimi to the stage to give her lecture. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Eno. Good evening, everybody. Sorry, we're already behind schedule. Thank you for your patience so far. We really do appreciate. And I must say thank you, Madam Stella. That was a wonderful lecture and quite engaging from the beginning to the end. I hope to be like you some do as I'm growing up. So, all right. So let me just go straight to why we are here for today. Okay, so Madam Stella talked to us about the 25-hour woman, introduction about it, what it means, and everything about it. I am going to look at the 25-hour woman specifically from the angle of a student, especially this is a student's women development program. Okay, so why am I here? I'm here to talk on the topic, the 25-hour woman, her aspirations, opportunities, challenges as a student, from the perspective of a student. Before we continue, let's have a little introduction of what this 25-hour woman is. Since Madam Stella has told us, I'm not going to go detailed, but just briefly give us a summary. All right, first of all, the 25-hour woman, she has a cruise. She has a bunch of activities she wants to achieve in one day. 24 hours is not enough for her. She wish she could add 1 more hour to the day so it can be 25 hours. Hopefully then she'll be able to achieve all that she wants to achieve and balance her life very, very well. But in the quest of doing this, in the point of trying to achieve this, what this 25-hour woman does, especially as a student, is she asks herself some certain questions. And what are these questions? She says, are the things that I'm about to do, are they going to fulfill my purpose as a scholar in life, as a student? And also, my endless to-do list, you know how we always have this to-do list. My endless to-do list, do I really have to do all of them? Are all of them that I listed down, are they necessary? And then also, that is there a better way I can do this thing? Be able to do all of them, save time, and yet achieve all of them, that at the end, I will be happy and effective. So she asks all these questions. And then in the midst of asking this question, for her to try to answer these questions as a student, she makes the following life plan. And what are those life plans? She tries to do less, but get more work done, okay? And then she avoids being victimized by conflicting demands. That means she doesn't feel bad just because she didn't do this one. As long as it's not her priority, as long as it's going to take too much of time, it's not so necessary, she leaves it behind, okay? And then she also relaxes without feeling guilty. She can take a break, she can rest, she can actually take care of her own self, focus on her own self without feeling guilty, without feeling bad, okay? And then she's better disciplined, yet she's very, very flexible, okay? And then she knows how to say no to some of the things, especially when it has to do with doing too much. She knows how to say no to some things. And then also, she enjoys rather than endure the pressure of life. So this is generally a 25-hour woman from the perspective of a student. Okay, and then my slide is becoming very, all right. So in order for us to understand this 25-hour woman, I'm going to take us through a little story, and then within ourselves, I want us to judge and to conclude, number one, who is a 25-hour woman from the perspective of a student, and how can I be like her? What are the things I am supposed to do? So once upon a time, 3 friends, all 3 of them, they were excited, they had aspirations, they had dreams, they had plans, and they were like, if only life would just give us the opportunities we need, irrespective of the challenges, we are so going to achieve our plan. Luckily enough for them, life gave them the opportunity. Their biggest aspiration was to be a career woman, to work in the energy industry generally, or to be a business tycoon or a company owner and a great entrepreneur and all that. And so luckily enough for them, life provided for them that opportunity they needed. And what was that opportunity? All 3 of them gained admission into the university. Now, these 3 ladies, they have names. One is Dorcas Dabla, the other one is Dorcas Stresso, and the other one is Dorcas Achiever. So, Dorcas Achiever, Dorcas Dabla, and Dorcas Stresso, they all had plans, like I said. Number one, to make the best grades in school, have the best IT placement in a company, not just IT placement, but IT placement in a company that is related to their field of study. So they can actually acquire some skills, learn something new, and all that and all that. And then also, these 3 ladies have the aspiration to graduate top of their class, okay? And then get that dream job where they get paid a very good salary, you know, they are executing tasks, their name is going down in history and all that. And above all, while doing this job, they didn't want to just stay at one point of their job. No, they want to be able to get to the boardroom where they make the decision, where they are the top ladies, they are the madams. And so in doing this, like I said, they don't just want to achieve these things, but they want to achieve it balancing their faith, their belief, their religion, okay? Irrespective of whatever religion or belief they have, but they want to be able to balance it where they don't come to a point where they have to compromise or they have to go against it, okay? Or totally deny it. At the same time, too, they want to balance their social life. They don't want to be considered as a nerd or a weirdo or a buku kind of ladies, but they want to have that social life, fun and a good time, relationship, network, and all that. And then in the midst of all this, especially coming from the perspective of African ladies, which they were, they want to still be considered a female. They want that their feminism to still be there, which is what? Get married. You have to get married, especially in Africa. It will be ringing, they will ring it in your ear. Definitely, you must hear it. Okay, so they want to still get married and have children. So be the best mom, the best wife, and at the same time, maintain their religious belief, their faiths, have a wonderful social life, and yet achieve all those aspirations they had. So like I said earlier, life provided them the opportunity and they set out on this journey. First of all, life gave them admission. Another opportunity life will give them again in the future is their IT placement. Another opportunity is religious organization or social organization or professional organization in their school, in their area, wherever they are, okay? Like in schools, we have SCF's campus fellowship, Baptist campus fellowship, and all that. So life gradually was going to provide them with all these opportunities. So let's see what happens to them. So we start with Dorcas Dabla. Dorcas Dabla started off on her journey. She's right here, and she has started off her journey. So Dorcas Dabla gets on her journey. She's excited. Remember, Dorcas Dabla has a goal, and our goal is up here. Our aspiration is to be that best qualified, awesome energy industry personnel that is a mom and a daughter, a wife, everything perfect. She's smiling, she's happy. So she starts off on her journey. So while Dorcas Dabla starts off on her journey, life, you cannot, they say life, wahala is like bicycle. It is round. You cannot escape from it. It will come. So of course, Dorcas Dabla was hit by life's problem, life's trial, what we would call a plateau, what we would call challenges. So when Dorcas Dabla was hit with her first challenge was the mass calculation involved in the classroom, the experiment, waking up on time, reading her book, understanding her studies and what her lecturers teach and all that. So Dorcas Dabla was stressed. She was worried. She was bothered. And so she didn't ask questions. She didn't try to reach out to anybody. At the end, she's like, maybe this reading book thing is not my thing. So she gives up. She says, let me start something new. I beg. That thing was not, I thought it was my thing, but I'm beginning to find out that it's not my thing. So let me start something new. So she starts off again. And then as she was going, Dorcas Dabla got to the point where she has to do her IT. Now, while she's preparing for IT, instead of her to make applications, make inquiries, do things, Dr. Dabla was busy listening to people say, don't bother yourself. Oh, you see this Nigeria, man must know man to know man to know man to know the organ at the top. Or if not, no hope for you. Rest one place, And if you even go company to drop this, they don't even read it. They just throw one for trash can. Don't waste your strength. Don't waste your paper. And then also, she didn't even know which company is related to her field of study to apply to. So all these challenges and plateau came to Dorcas, and Dorcas was like, I thought IT was my thing. No, I beg, I can't go through this. And sometimes you might even get this IT placement and they won't even pay you a good salary. Maybe they will just give you change. Some will not even give you shishi self just because they are teaching you one thing or another. I beg, let me go and learn trading. After all, in 6 months' time, I would have made lots of money. I would have been a very rich girl. I would come back to school as the biggest girl in town. So, of course, she gives up again and says it's not her thing. And she decided to try off something new. So, of course, she tries off something new again. Maybe it was close to graduation time and things were tough or exams were difficult, life was hard, and Dr. Dabla is like, my goodness, not again, wahala again, please, I don't have time for this. I thought school was my thing, but I have come to realize that school education is not my thing. After all of us must not go to school, and we will still even marry anyways if we want to marry. So why bother? Let me go and start up a laundry business where it's very easy. I don't need to know maths to do it or anything or any laws of physics. So this is so much easier. So Dorcas Dabla ends up maybe as a laundry, she ends up with her plan B or something to fall back on, like we normally say. And so there she is. This is just an example. I'm not saying laundering is a bad job or a bad duty, but she ends up in a point or at a place that had nothing to do with her aspiration and dreams. Remember, this was her goal. So she totally missed the mark. Because why? Every time challenges came, Dorcas Dabla gave up. So what are the things we can pick up from Dorcas Dabla? Dorcas Dabla always gives up. She's constantly starting something new. She is never going to achieve her main aspiration and goal that she started with or that she wanted. And then she ends up on the easy fallback plan, my easy fallback plan or my plan B. So she ends up missing her mark. All right, let's go to the second lady. All right, so the second lady, like we said, is Dr. Stresso. So Dr. Stresso, she's so excited. I've gained admission into the university. Oh, yes. And then she starts off her journey. And so Dr. Stresso starts off her journey just like Dr. Dabla. And then, of course, she meets the same challenges Dr. Dabla met. Now, the difference between Dr. Stresso and Dr. Dabla is that Dr. Dabla gives up. Dr. Stresso does not give up, but she stresses. As you can see, her brain right here is all scribbled up, is all cancelled, is a mess. She can't even think right or anything, okay? She stresses out. Maybe she was supposed to read just her normal textbook in year 1. She's like, no. I need to go back and read my JS1 textbook. She wastes time and do things that she is not even supposed to do, okay? And then she stresses. But one lucky thing about Dr. Stresso is that because she is persistent, because she doesn't give up, because she is patient, she finally, gradually, one way or another, finally breaks through those challenges and continues on her journey. But she has wasted so much time and resources and strength and energy. She is totally stressed out. So Dr. Stresso continues her journey again. She's going. And then she meets a plateau or a challenge. Maybe again, it's the IT placement. And of course, those same gossip, those same news comes to Dr. Stresso. Dr. Stresso is like, oh yeah, that's true. And me, I don't have time to go and beg anybody anything. And she makes all kinds of excuses, all kinds of problems. She starts searching for other companies that has nothing to do with her field, that she can apply to. And so those ones, they will easily give me. I won't have to write the exam. I won't have to go through aptitude tests of over how many million persons. I won't have to go and beg anybody anything and all that. And then again, she stresses out. So the beautiful thing again about Dorcas Stresso is that she achieves her purpose. She gets her IT placement, but then she wastes time. Maybe the IT placement was supposed to be 6 months. She ends up doing it for only 3 months because of the time she wasted trying to find out this, do that, go here. That was not necessary. And maybe she was supposed to do her IT placement in Total or Shell or Chevron, but she ends up doing it in one small company that maybe all she does is carry file from one table to another. So she ends up not achieving new skills or anything so big a deal. But she has achieved her dream of doing her IT. And so she continues on her journey again. So Dorcas Stresso keeps going through this process over and over and over again. The beautiful thing about Dorcas Stresso is that she finally achieves her dream and her aspiration. She gets a job. She maybe sometimes even the dream job that she has always wanted and all that. But by the time she achieves this, she is tired. She is stressed out. She's not so excited like she was from the beginning when she started the journey. In fact, sometimes she doesn't even want it anymore. She is sick and tired of the whole thing. So that is Dorcas Stresso. So what are the points or some of the things we can pick up from Dorcas Stresso? She does have some positive aspect of her. What is that? She's patient. She doesn't give up, but constantly she is stressing. She's stressed out. And then she normally achieves only average or little of her aspiration, or a little bit deviated from her aspiration. And then also, what Dorcas Stresso ends up going through is she is no longer excited or proud of that her achievement anymore because of the trauma and the stress and everything she went through trying to achieve it. And then we go to our last person, Dorcas Achiever. Now, Dorcas Achiever, also, she's excited. Oh, wow, yes, I have admission. Oh, yes, I'm into the university. I am going to achieve my dreams. I'm going to achieve my goal. Oh, yes, I'm going to start this journey. I can't wait. So she starts off her journey. Initially, it looks like everything is fine and dandy. And all of a sudden, Dorcas Achiever meets her challenges again, or a plateau, just like every normal person in life. But the beautiful thing, or the positive thing, the good thing about Dorcas Achiever is, number one, she seeks for help. She takes a breath, she stops, and then she asks for help. Now, before she asks for that help, she first of all stops. She relaxes. Maybe she goes to play a game. Maybe she gives herself a treat. Maybe she buys herself ice cream. Maybe she goes out for one campus fellowship or one social event to air her head out. And then after she does that with her friends in school, the next thing she does is maybe when she comes back home in the evening, she sits back and she thinks, why did I want to achieve this dream? What motivated me? What was my purpose? What was my reason? Is it to make other people jealous? No, Dorcas Achiever is not like that. She's not doing that to make other people jealous. Is it to look better than every other person? No, Dorcas Achiever is not like that. That's not why. But rather because she wants to make a positive impact. She wants to make a difference in the world. She wants her name to go down in history. So she reconnects back to that her aspiration, to that her goal, to that her dream, and then she's motivated again. But the challenge is still there. Remember, he didn't provide solution to the challenge. So what does she do? She finds a mentor. She finds a coach. She finds somebody that has gone through that challenge, that road, that problem in school, in academics, in making friends, in surviving. She finds somebody like that, and then she talks to the person. She shares her problem. She shares her goals. She shares her dream. She's like, see, this is my aspiration. These are my dreams. These are what I want to achieve. But I have these fears. I have these challenges. I have this problem. So those people, because they've gone down that road, or because they've guided somebody that went down that same academic road, they're able to guide Dorcas Achiever, advise her, talk to her. And so they tell her, you see, Dorcas Achiever, you need to stop doing this kind of thing. You know, things like hanging out with the wrong kind of friends, being in the wrong place at the right time when you're supposed to be in the classroom studying, you're somewhere outside gisting with your friend. Even if the lecturer is boring, sit in there, learn, okay? And make sure your mind is there. Don't be in the lecture room and your mind is at home, or is at that your boyfriend or that guy that is busy texting you. You know, they give her all these different advice. They tell her, make a schedule for your life and live by that schedule. Don't just make a schedule and ignore it, but live by that schedule. They tell her, oh, see, also, you need to prioritize things. You need to place things according to priority and achieve them according to priority. Something might be a priority, but it is something you can achieve in 2 months. Why stress yourself and start now trying to achieve it today when you can still achieve it in 2 months? No, go for the one that you need to achieve today. You know, they give her all this advice, and above all, join a professional organization. You want to be an energy professional, join SPE. You should be a member of SPE. In fact, in SPE, you're going to find more mentors like us, in case we're not available, that you can always talk to. You find people that are going down this road, and those that have succeeded, you will ask them how they succeeded. So they give Dorcas Achiever all this advice. Now, Dorcas Achiever does not just sit down and listen and nod her head and pretend to be a good girl and get all emotional and that's the end. No, she swings into action. She actually acts those things that were advised, that was given to her as an advice. And because of that, Dorcas Achiever continues on her journey. So every time Dorcas Achiever experiences a challenge, experiences a problem, experiences a trial in her opportunity that life has given to her to achieve her aspiration as a 25-hour woman, Dorcas Achiever goes through this process again and again and again. And by the end of the day, Dorcas Achiever achieves her goal. She is not just a petroleum engineer. She's not just an energy professional, but she is in the boardroom. She's making the decision. She's leading, okay? And then she's happy. She's excited. She's a loving mom. She's a loving wife. Her life seems perfect. Her faith is still intact. No errors, no problem. I mean, there are errors, but she's managing it properly. Okay, so she finds a mentor, she talks to someone, she seeks for help, and she acts. So because of that, so as a result of that, like I said, Dorcas Achiever has an excellent grade. She has that in-demand skills because she ended up in the right place for her IT placement. She did the complete 6 months, our intern. Okay, so she ends up with an in-demand skills that will be needed in the industry. Someday she's seeking for a job. She makes impact. Okay, she ends up in an impactful industrial training. She gets that dream job. She gets network. You know, she builds a network. She gains visibility. Okay, she has that perfect family. All right, and then she experienced or achieved that excellent social life. And then above all, her faith, her belief is still very much intact. It is neither fake and it has not been compromised. So what is the difference between Dorcas Achiever and Dorcas Stresso or Dorcas Dabbler is that Dorcas Achiever follows in the footsteps of those who have been there before. She believes in mentorship. She believes in professional organization. She believes in asking questions. And because of that, Dorcas Achiever makes a difference. She achieves her aspiration. She doesn't just achieve it, she achieves it being happy with it. Now, let's come back to the 25-hour woman we defined earlier before we started. Among these 3 ladies, based on the definition or the introduction and everything you've known about the 25-hour woman, from Madam Stella down to this lecture or this story, who would you say among these ladies is a 25-hour woman? Will it be Dorcas Dabbler? It's not possible because a 25-hour woman achieves her goals, balances all the activities she needs to do, and by the end of the day, she achieves her goal. So Dorcas Dabbler is totally out of the picture. Will it be Dorcas Stresso? It can be Dorcas Stresso. Yes, she's an achiever. She achieves her goal and all that, but she achieves it in a bad mood, in a sad mood, not so excited. She wants to give up on it. She's no longer proud of it. She's no longer interested in it because she's stressed out a lot. Now, will it be Dorcas Achiever? Definitely to be Dorcas Achiever. Why? Because Dorcas Achiever, did not just achieve her goal, but she achieved it. Yes, I see somebody, Isaac said it's Dorcas Achiever, Favor Dorcas Achiever, Menobong Dorcas Achiever. Yes, Dorcas Achiever. Because why? As a student, she set her priorities right. She went in the footsteps of those people that have gone before her. She aimed for her aspiration and she made sure she achieved it. She was not distracted by anything. So let's come back to the 25-hour woman as a student. A 25-hour woman as a student, first of all, like Madame Sola said in her speech, makes sense of our entire life. She makes sense and order of her entire life rather than making sense of her day. Because the day is going to end up adding up to her entire life. So she first of all makes sense of her entire life so that she knows how to plan her day as a student. What is your entire life? The minute you saw that admitted on your transcript or on your result sheet or something, your aspiration, your goal, your entire life is to come out with the best grade, top of your class, get that dream job, be the best in your career field. So that is what you need to make sense of first before trying to make sense of your day, each and every day of your life in the school. And then what else does she do as a student? She makes realistic expectations for her life. She is not in a competition with anybody. She doesn't make competitive goals to be in competition with this person. No, realistic achievements. She doesn't say, oh, my friend goes to read all night from 8 till 4 o'clock the next morning. So I am going to go and read from 7 till 5 so that I can do better than her. No, she looks at herself and she's like, can I survive that? Can my body system take that? If not, no, I'm not venturing that way. I have a different way I can read to, and I'll still understand and I'll still make the grades I want to make. She makes a list of all that she has to achieve that is related to that her goal or that her expectation as a student. She doesn't just make a goal and then jump in and try to achieve it. No, she makes a list of these things and she tries to achieve them rather than worrying about them or stressing about them and not doing anything. No, she makes a list of it and she follows that list. What else does she do? She lives according to purpose and priority, not under pressure or not according to pressure. Okay? And then what do I mean by that? First of all, the things you're doing, are they things you really need to do, or are they things you can overlook? Are they really things that will lead to your purpose, to fulfill your purpose, or you're just doing it because every student is doing it? All right. And then also another thing the 25-hour woman as a student does is that she analyzes her endless to-do list. That's her endless to-do list that she has just made. She sits down and she analyzes it. Why is she doing that? So she can cross out the ones she don't need and leave the ones she needs. Does she need to go for SP technical lecture or technical programs or women development program as a woman? Yes, that's a priority. Okay, it stays. Does she need to go for year one welcoming graduation party or initiation and whatever? No, she crosses that out. Yes, if she could go there and make friends in class that will end up being her friends for life, but is it really, really necessary? If not, she can still make those friends in the classroom when they have lecture, after lecture. So she crosses it out. And then also, what does she do? She sits down, she delegates tasks to people. If she has so much to do and it is too much on her, she delegates tasks to people. She involves her younger one at home. Hey, come, let me teach you how to do this thing because I won't have time to do it and it is important. It is my assignment. Please, so that you do it for me. Oh, they say we should draw a B and bisect the B. You're still very much in secondary school. You drew those things or you're still drawing those things. Oh yeah, here's a picture of a B. Please help me and draw it. And then she can do the bisecting or she can do the studying after it has been done so that she knows it herself. She delegates duties. She knows when to say no. She doesn't take in everything that is offered to her just because she wants to be a good girl. No. And then what does she do again? She stops and relaxes. She's not all just walk. She takes out time to stop and relax. And while she's taking out this time to stop and relax, she doesn't feel guilty about it. Rather, she enjoys it rather than enduring the process of life. Okay? And what else does she do again? Or what are the other things she does as a 25-hour woman? And a 25-hour woman as a student. She reconnects to the big picture. Remember, the big picture, the main reason, the motivation, the zeal why you want to achieve this goal. She goes back to it. And then she doesn't do it trying to make other people jealous. No, but she does it to achieve her aspiration and expectations. Again, she finds a mentor. Where can she find this mentor? In a professional organization, in her department where she studied, maybe her lecturers or students that have gone, a senior colleague in classroom, but she does that. And then outside that, she asks questions. The 25-hour woman as a student does not keep mute. I used to get frustrated in the class when I'm teaching my students and I'm like, any question, everybody's quiet. It's like, that means everybody understood every single thing I said. So then it pains me when I set exam or set a test and then the student comes and tell me, madam, you know, I'm your boy, you know, I'm loyal, just help me small. I try my best though, but you know, now my best is not good enough. But I asked, do you have any question while I was in class? And you did not say a thing. That means you understood everything. So why is your best now not good enough? So Dorcas Achiever, or the 25-hour woman as a student, asks questions. She's not rude though, she's not insultive, but she asks questions. She wants to know, she's inquisitive, okay? She's bothered. Why is this thing like this? Why is it not like this? Okay? And outside that also, instead of, she asks questions rather than complaining. Some of us are so good at complaining like students. You didn't understand what the lecturer thought. Tell you to raise your hand and say, ma, please, or sir, please, is it possible for you to explain this? Or you go and meet them in their office. You sit back and you say, now so then they do, Nana, because in a government school, no mind them. If not like this, then they teach their pikin for or you obodo, you go where they send their pikin go, blah, 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 blah. They talk, they do, you know, they complain rather than ask questions and make inquiries and find out about things. And then also, she takes action. Dorcas Achiever is not the sit-down look person, or the 25-hour woman as a student is not the sit-down look person. She takes action. And she doesn't give up while taking this action. When problems come, when challenges come, she doesn't give up. And then also, she does not go having a pity party. When challenges come, she now sit down and start mourning. She start looking for who will come and tell her sorry, who will come and wipe her tears, who will come and hug her and pet her or do the job for her, having a pity party. No, she gets up, she swings to action, and she does what she's supposed to do, and she achieves her goal. And then that is the 25-hour woman as a student from the perspective of a student. If you enjoyed this lecture so much, and we look forward to, remember I said one of the qualities of a 25-hour woman is that she seeks for mentor. SPE provides you mentor as a student, especially female students. You have so many mentors waiting to mentor you, to encourage you, to help you through this your journey of career, through this your days of being a scholar. So if you're not an SP member or you enjoyed this lecture, I will encourage us to please go to this website and fill the survey form for us. We want to know how this presentation was for you. Thank you very much, and I will take some questions if we have any.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Dorcas. That was a very enlightening presentation, and I'm sure we learned a lot and we took home the fact that we should all be Dorcas achievers in whatsoever thing that we are doing. Thank you very much once again. Now I'm going to give room for questions. Sorry, I've not seen any. Okay, yes, I've seen one now. Abby is asking, how do I get a mentor? That's one question.
Abe, it depends on when you say how do you get a mentor. How do you get a mentor from SP, as in a professional organization, or how do you get a mentor generally in life? But these are, I'll just give you different ways. Then on your own, you can choose which one suits best for you. Like I said, when I was lecturing, presenting, I told you, I said, you can have a mentor from your department. I'm sure there are ladies lecturing you. If they are not ladies, men too make a perfect mentor. I have a mentor, my boss, Professor Wami. He is my mentor. If I right from year 5 first semester, when I was assigned to him as his project student, he didn't just see me as a project student. For whatever reason, I don't know how he did it or how it happened, but I guess he saw something useful in me that even I myself did not see. Okay, so he decided to be grooming me and mentoring me. So you can make your lecturers your mentor. Outside your lecturer, if you're a member of SPE, you can go online. We have e-mentors on SPE website. And also in programs like this that you attend, you can connect with somebody, you can talk to somebody and ask them to be your mentor. So those are different ways you can have a mentor.
Okay, thank you very much. Abby, I hope your question has been answered.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Lockhart. Please, Daniel wants to ask by himself. He doesn't want to type, so I'm going to give room for him now to ask his question. And after that, Omovigo will ask his.
Yeah, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, my question is, at the end of the day, as a 5-hour woman, yeah, putting all this positive energy and not achieving what you want. For example, another 25-hour woman listens to what is being said from here and put everything to work. And also another 25-hour woman also listens what is said from here and put everything to work. And let me say, peradventure, they both are pursuing a particular task. For example, maybe becoming a vice president or a president of this organization, putting all this positive energy, and at last one must emerge as a winner. So, Ma, what do you say in this kind of scenario?
First of all, no person, it's just like I used to tell my students when they come telling me for help for grade. I tell them, I said, see, the Bible was not stupid when it said, study to show thyself approved. You cannot study and you are not shown, as in the proof will not be there in your results. Even when you say, oh, that lecturer does not like me, or that lecturer wants to sleep with me as a woman or as a girl or as a boy, my dear, God has a way of making sure his word come to pass. He has amazing ways you can never imagine. So first of all, for me, that's my belief. I cannot put in effort. I cannot go through the rules of something and it doesn't come out the way it should come out. Do you understand? I was asking somebody in Kingfisher, Chicken Republic. I said, how come I'll go to Chicken Republic in GRA, go to the one in Mount 4, go to the one in different places, and all your rice are tasting the exact same way. Your chicken too are tasting the exact same way. So luckily, one of my students, he couldn't secure his dream job, so he decided to be what do they call it? Is it quality assurance person or so for Chicken Republic, and it's very close to my office. So that day I went to buy meal. He's like, no, madam, let me sponsor for you. Let me just pay. Okay. So he finished. I was not like, I have a question though. How come every of you people's restaurants, my food they taste the same way? What do you know they do? He said, we don't just cook. We measure what we cook. That means if 5 cups of rice is supposed to go to 7 cups of water, it doesn't matter who is the chef. You follow that rule. You follow that recipe. So that is why everywhere and every place, it tastes the exact same way. My point is, you cannot go through a rule or a set out plan and it doesn't turn out the way it is meant to turn out. But let's come from your perspective of, like you said, a position. What the second person that did not achieve that goal can do is to support the person that is there. Why did you want to be the president or the section chairperson of that organization? Is it to show off? Is it to make other people jealous? Remember, Dorcas Achiever is not like that. So you should, irrespective of whether you win or you lose, support the person that is sitting there. Still put in that dream, those vision, those goals you had to help to make that organization a better place. So that's what she can venture into instead of starting something new. For me.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. A lot to hear there. Daniel, I hope your question has been answered.
Yeah, very
I'm
well. I
sure.
appreciate this. Thank you, Madam
Yes,
Dorcas.
very well. Very well. Okay, now I'm going to give the floor to Omo Vigo. I hope he's still in. Okay, yes. Please, you can go ahead and ask your question. And after that, Mrs. Chin Neye will ask hers.
People should pity me.
Okay, please, we have just 2 minutes remaining now for the questions because our time is fast spent. Omo Vigo, are you asking or you are typing? Or Omo Vigo, I don't know if I'm getting the pronunciation correct.
Okay, you're getting it correct. My question has already been answered. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too. And now, Miss Chineyes, please, you can ask your question or contribution.
Okay, so good evening, everyone, and a fantastic
Good evening, ma'am.
presentation for Dorcas, right, Engineer Jimmy. Okay, so I have a problem with the last question. So I think there are errors in that question because I don't know why two people's goal should be to attain a position that will last for just a year. That's not a good question. And I see, I may be wrong, but I feel the person has a problem with power, right? And that's not what we are here for. Achievement is not to handle a position. And even if the both of them, that's their dream, like their goal, it's just like so many ladies looking at what is it called, marriage as a goal. Some see it as after I've married, I've attained the highest goal in life. That's not why we are here. So my dear, we're not here just for a position that will last for 1 year. I think we are here for, service to humanity, being able to affect many lives positively, such that when you don't have all the energy to get many things done, you're already, happy that you have fulfilled your purpose or your destiny in life. So I have a problem with that question. It's not the right question. We're not here for just a mere position that would last for just 1 year. Remember, the achiever person, the Dorcas achiever person did not just go through all those stress just for 1 year for just a position. So we're not here for that. Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Ma, for that wonderful contribution. Yes, I'm sure it has been noted down now. And okay, I think I see another. Okay, Daniel is raising his hand again. Daniel, you can go ahead, but that I'm giving like 5 seconds because our time is up and someone else has another question to ask. Please.
Daniel, speak.
No, we can move on, don't worry.
Good evening, ma'am.
Someone is asking how to manage your time. Madam Stella treated that during her time, except maybe you were not here. Make a schedule. Okay, make a list first of what you need to achieve. Assign time, the 24 hours you have in the day, assign time to it. And then that's if you want to make if your time is per day, if it's per week too, assign hours in a week to it. And then also follow that thing you did, that schedule you wrote down, you drew down, follow it. Me, I'm not, tell you the truth, I'm not a writing down schedule somebody. I write my own, mostly in my head, and I try not to, because sometimes if I write it down and I did not achieve it, I might feel a bit bad, I might feel bad or feel a bit down. So sometimes what I do is I just put it in my head, and then I achieve the ones I can achieve, and then I just move on. So, but it is always beautiful, it's always good to write it down, because sometimes I forget. I'll forget something I was supposed to do in that day because I did not write it down to see it. So for you to manage your time, make a list of the things you need to do, assign time to them, and make sure you follow that schedule, that time you assigned. All right, so let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next activity.
Yes, please. Thank
Any
you
more
very
questions?
much. I'm going to
Also,
hand over to, I think the question will be taken tomorrow if there's any other question. So if you have a question to ask, you can come tomorrow and I'm sure we'll be able to make room for that. Thank you once again. So I'm going to hand over right now to Ms. Obianoju Silechi to give her membership drive, to educate us on membership drive. Over to you, Ms. Obianoju.
Good evening, everyone. Can anyone hear me?
yes, we can all hear you. Oh,
All
I
right,
can hear
so
you.
Yes.
I'll go ahead and share my slide now.
Okay.
Okay, a moment, please. So please confirm you can see my slide.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
All right, so moving ahead because I have just 5 minutes to do this and I'll set my timer now. As you all know, my name is Obianoju Isicheli. I'm a petroleum engineer and the founder of Woodland. Here's a brief profile about me, but because of time, I won't be going into all this. I'll try to be as fast as possible. Today I'll be talking about SP membership drive. And the thing is, whenever I come in contact with students and they want to know more about XP, they have basically 3 questions in mind. And I had to frame these questions into one word, and that's who, what, and why. So this is basically all I'll be talking about today. Who is SP? Now, Society of Petroleum Engineer is a non-profit organization, and its mission is basically to collect, disseminate, and exchange technical knowledge concerning exploration, development, and production in the oil and gas industry. So, SP actually serves of different kind of professionals, and all these professionals come under this body to do just 3 main things: to collect information and knowledge, to disseminate them, and to exchange them. So under SP, you have great opportunities as a student to meet with professionals, to meet with your fellow student community, and to enhance your technical and professional competence. Many people say, I've met with students who say, okay, I'm a mathematician, I'm studying mathematics, I'm studying statistics. Do I have a place in SP? Yes, SP is for everyone because the oil and gas industry is for everyone. It is multidisciplinary. So we need everyone, just like saying, we need all hands on deck. So we need the seismologists, we need the mathematicians, we need the physicists. In fact, the petroleum engineers actually make up only about 10% of professionals or personnel in the oil and gas industry. So it's multidisciplinary. We need software developers, IT guys. So whatever course you're studying, even if you're studying Igbo, the basic thing is for you to have a skill that is relevant to the oil and gas industry. And so yeah, a few trends of what is happening in the industry today. We have market volatility, because the oil and gas industry is very volatile and the price is very volatile. So this actually in turn affects job security as a result of so many factors. So one of the things that actually happen or occur every time or most times in the oil and gas industry is market volatility, and also increasing efficiency and unconventional resources. Petroleum engineers and work personnel in the oil and gas industry are always tasked with coming up with new ways of producing energy, like the renewable energy resources, and also increasing efficiency in the oil and gas industry, environmental impact and sustainability, finding a way to sustain the crude oil that we have, the hydrocarbon we have, and also checking for the impact it has on the environment, public perception and changing regulations. As we all know, these are trends that go on every day in the oil and gas industry. Increased innovation and use of technology is one thing that we also find in oil and gas industry. Technology is actually very important in the oil and gas industry because most of the mechanical machineries and our IT solutions are brought about by innovations and technologies. So now what bragging rights do we have? We know that SPE is the largest individual member organization. So we serve managers, we serve engineers, we serve scientists, we serve mathematicians and all professionals in the upstream segment of the oil and gas industry. So that's kind of our bragging right in SPE and why you should join SPE today. And other reasons why SP membership is actually beneficial to you is because there's a constant in your professional life. It helps for easy transition, even as a student. When you, as a student, you'll be moving from being a student to a young professional, then to a professional. So for easy transition, SP membership actually helps in that aspect. Be part and give back to the industry. SP membership does that too. Local and international participation. So when you go for conferences, we have Petro Bowl, Petro quiz, we have technical papers. If you can get involved in SPE and actually find a way to align yourself with these activities, then you will have local and international participation, which in turn will give you visibility and you'll be able to improve and increase your network. And like Dr. said earlier, there is a space for e-mentoring programs online. So if you go to spe.org, you find out different mentors in the industry that are waiting to mentor you. So you just go online and register, and we have diverse technical learning just like this one, and our ALPs, corporate support from different companies that work with SPE, local and international awards, training workshops, etc. So the benefits are actually enormous, and this is just a few of them that are actually the highlights of being an SPE member. So SPE has a lot of programs, resources, and activities to help you even as a student and while you transition from being a student to a young professional. In your student chapter, they act as supportive groups, and you have leadership opportunities, probably to join the executives of your chapter. Then scholarships, fellowships, and award. SP have been known to award good student scholarships. Then we have ambassadorial lecture like the ones we have for each chapters, and we have SP Connect, where you connect with different students in different schools and you get resources and materials that will help you along your journey. So we have a paper context and Petro Bowl and e-mentoring, like I rightly said earlier. And this is the different programs and activities. As you can see, that this is for students, and this on the far right is for the young professionals. So moving ahead, this is the SPE membership projection. So if you're not an SPE member yet, you have to meet with your president or an executive of your chapter to register. Registration is actually free because it's sponsored by Chevron, and Chevron has paid for your registration or for your SPE membership registration for 1 year. So it's free. But the thing is, most times your school or your executive will need little, or we require little money to run their day-to-day activities or their programs. So it depends on the school. So don't be alarmed when they tell you to do. So this is the projection that SP has for you as a student to help you to easily transition from being a student to a young professional, and from a young professional to a professional. And the basic thing is that there's always somebody to head there to lead you or to guide you each time as you transit from one place to the other. So that's about that. So to find more about SP and the industry, you could log on to sp.org and energyforme.org to learn about energy, and petrowiki.org. Or you can send an email service@sp.org. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you join SP after this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Obianuju. Now you've seen that there are different reasons why you should be a member. I don't know, Ms. Dorcas, sorry, were you trying to say something?
No, I was telling her thank you so much, and she's becoming a 25-hour woman. She's sticking to time.
Yeah, she's sticking to time. She already set her alarm. Thank you very much for sticking to time. Okay, now moving on for the next presentation for the day, which is the next icebreaker to calm our body temperature. So now I'll hand over to Ms. Iwawari to take us on the second icebreaker for today. Mm-hmm.
Simeon, please, can you share your screen? Obianuju, please stop sharing so Simeon can share his screen.
Okay.
If you can see my screen.
Not yet. I'm still seeing Obianuju's screen.
Okay. Good evening once again. Welcome to another round of the Raffle Draw tonight. So I'm hoping that those of us that didn't win in the last one will hopefully get something tonight. So for all of us that stick to this time, congratulations. I'm hoping you win. So let's start quickly. We're going to shuffle, like I said. Remember the rules. Everybody wins except our speakers.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can, Simeon.
Okay.
Yes.
Your first number is 16.
Nobody wins twice, and then when it's right, you have to unmute yourself as a winner. So let's start. We're going to shuffle now, and then we play our first winner. Okay, we have a winner now. Our first number is 16. Okonkwo Ekene. Ekene, are you here? Ekene here?
Not yet. Can we move ahead?
Okay, quickly. So because if Ekene is not here, let's shuffle all your line. Unmute yourself and indicate that your line so we can do it. So we shuffle now. Yes, we shuffle now.
Okay, our last number is 112.
120. We don't have one.
No, we don't have 120.
Just reshuffle, please.
20.
What's the new number, Simeon?
So we don't have 120. So let's shuffle. We don't have 120. Jonathan, you get yours. Just hold on. You get yours. So once you get all our 10 winners, I can see from the chat your thing is not gotten your airtime. You will get yours. We just want to get our 10 winners. Then we'll send the airtime across to everyone.
Simeon, please, can you shuffle?
So let's shuffle, and then we'll get our next winner.
Number 7. No.
Our next winner is 7. Oh, I'm a winner again, but according to the rule, I can't win twice. So let's shuffle. Let's shuffle.
Just so I need to do one thing for Bakia here.
What is? I'm lucky tonight. I'm a lucky girl. Okay, 45. Let's see who that is. 45. 45.
Chukwuka Benedict.
No, the person is not here.
Chukwuka Benedict. This number, this is the second time where this number is winning.
Simeon, why not shuffle more than once? 58.
That is the number of those that are like the show now.
Maybe click the shuffling thing more than.
Okay, someone is saying we have Simeon, please. Simeon, please. We have Chinenye Onyabo. The person is saying that her name is not on the list, so you can please kindly add it to the list.
Her name is there. Her name is number, she's
number
number 21. Her name is there. She's number 20. Just go on. Her name is there. She's number 20.
Okay. Chinenye, your name is there. Your name is there. Okay. Okay, so shuffle. Number one.
Thank you.
Simeon, please shuffle. Number 46. Let's see who that lucky person is. Who is the lucky person? 46. 46, and our winner is Paul Ukam. Paul, are you here?
He's not here.
No.
He's not here. Paul Uka is not here.
Oh, okay. Let's shuffle. He's not here. So let's see who the lucky person is now. We don't have 143. We don't have 147.
61.
61. Okay. 61. I hope the person is online. 61 is Chine Mary Jane. Chine Mary Jane, are you here?
She's not here.
She's not here. Why all our winners are not online? What's going on? 42. 42. I hope the person is lying. Mary Evans. That person is that number come up before.
I don't know if it's my name that is being called. I'm having network, please.
What's your name?
Please, can you repeat the name?
Please, what's your name?
Please, can you repeat the name?
Mary Evans. Mary Evans.
Please, can you repeat the name? Okay.
The name
is that your name?
Evans. $25.
Mary Evans. Mary Evans, is that your name?
Don't worry. Patience Udo.
25.
Patience Udo is not here.
Patience Udo, are you here?
Not here. Shuffle.
Most people have gone offline. I don't know if there is a way we can. Okay, let's go to 97.
Kelebasi. Not here.
Kelebasi. Kelebasi, are you here?
No.
Kelebasi is not here.
Shuffle again.
62.
She's not here.
62 is Joy Dan. Joy Dan, are you? Okay, let's shuffle again.
It's not here. Again.
62 again. 107.
Chinwe is not here. Hi. And I'm here. They will not call my number.
He's not here. He's not here. Let's shuffle again.
Please call me now. Call me. I'm here.
Please add the person can't see his or her name. Your full name is not showing. Maybe you could put out your full name so Simeon can add it. Please, Simeon, shuffle, we'll get the next person. 95.
Sagotin just left.
Gotin, anyone?
Yeah, go now.
He just left.
Is he here?
No, he's not here. He has left. He's gone. Okay. Simeon, can't you just carry 67?
Please add Abigail Sunday to the list. Abigail Sunday.
Sophia is not here too.
32. Sophia Honor.
She's not here. Simeon, just type 67 for that place now, or 66 now.
Or 26.
No, that guy is not work. 28.
I'm here. I'm
She's
here.
the seeker. She can't win. She can't win. She can't win. No, ma.
Let's
I'm messing with.
She gave a wonderful
what is going on
presentation.
now?
Let's give her.
Let the numbers be rolling in.
You didn't give Madam Stella
88.
own.
Madam Doctor, you can't win. You're a speaker. You can't win.
Why are you people like
no,
this?
No, that's the rule. A speaker can't win.
It's not fair. God is watching you people.
Who's on to Dominic? Who's on to Dominic?
It's not here.
Are you online? Who's on to Dominic?
Are you sure you not remove all the names and
Okay,
leave only
so shuffle.
It's not here.
I'll just touch this exercise to people I like. 30 precious identity. People
It's
don't
not
want to come
here.
and claim this exercise. I will dash it to people that I like, or I'll take off. Okay, let's shuffle.
69 again.
69.
What happened to 67 and 66 now?
Jerry Anotike.
Jerry is not here either.
Jerry Anotike.
It's not here.
Okay, so let's shuffle.
It's entered.
Let's shuffle.
40.
Can you type Abigail's name there? She said her name is not there. Maybe type it on the last number. Abigail.
It's not here. It's not here.
Ha. Now, wow.
It's not here. One 118.
No 118 now. 57.
Please call me now. I'm here.
57.
Victoria,
please call me. I'm here.
57. Victoria.
Yes,
Victoria is not here.
Victoria.
Victoria, oh. This is the second time you are missing it.
44.
Okay, Kochoko.
Okay, Kochoko.
You know, worry. You know what? So, you know, worry. To save us time.
Are you here?
21 is here. Oh.
See, to save us time, what we will do is, if a number, let's say number 12 is the winner, call the name immediately after number 12, if the person is here. Because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Yes.
95. So let's see 95.
Hey, so I got in again.
Okay, we'll just be calling it down until we get a winner, then we shuffle again. I think that's better.
Is Azubike?
Is not there. Is Azubike Kwandu here? Azubike, are you here?
No, it's not here.
No, it's Caleb here. I think let's just be calling it down until we get a winner, then we shuffle again.
Domene, are you here?
Domene Monday. Favor Emo Ben, are you here?
No, it's not here.
Emo Ben. Umo. Adebayo Peter, are you here? Marianne Augustine.
Not there.
I think Marianne has left. Yeah, she's no longer here.
Moses SN.
Moses
No, we're not
SN.
picking randomly. What we're doing is this. If we call a number and the person is not there, then we keep calling the names under it until we get a winner. Then we'll shuffle again.
Imesoma, Marianne.
Okay, so Moses SN.
Imesoma, Marianne.
Marianne.
Mrs. V.
Mrs. V.
Iba.
Mrs. V is not here.
Not there.
Goswill Obunwo. Chinwe Uchendu. Adibe Jenny.
I don't understand all these people.
Anybody promise?
None of the remaining people are here. Let's shuffle again.
Even the Monday. Tatiana Kuro. Okay, let's shuffle again. None of them is online.
More British there.
Hopefully this time around we'll get a winner. Hopefully we'll get a winner now. We'll get a winner now. Please shuffle again. This is the same set of people.
The number still goes down.
Okay, so let's see 55.
Why can't the number go up?
No, there is a winner below 55. 55, Miracle.
No speakers.
Miracle, is Miracle there?
People are protesting against speakers, Abi.
Don't cast the speaker. She come with so favor more here.
Yes, I'm here.
Favor was online.
I'm here.
Is here.
Is Favor here?
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations. Favor is our first winner for this session. So you drop your mobile number on the chat box. So let's shuffle again.
I'm here to receive Hilary's
again.
phone number. Hilary has not given us his phone number. Please, somebody remind him.
15.
Who is that?
Nijini.
From the previous winner.
15, Rachel. She goes there.
He's not here.
Is Rachel here?
Hello.
He's not here. It looks like Umobit is the one to win for this session.
Mrs. Jimmy.
None of them are here except Umobit.
God has not told you. I'm present.
Umobit, are you here? Please say hi if you're here. If you don't say hi, I will give it to someone else. Umobit, are you here?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, I said hi, I'm here.
Okay, congratulations. So drop your phone number in the chat box. So let's shuffle again. Okay, congratulations.
Yes.
So drop your phone number in the chat box. Let's shuffle again to get our third winner.
Why the team refuse to pick number upward?
Please shuffle again. The same set of people, they are not online.
You should take it up. People should take it up now.
Please shuffle again. Number 4. Ukeme Elijah. Is Elijah here?
No, she's not.
Is Elijah here? David Namani.
She's not here.
David Namani. Victor Njoku.
Victor, you better be here.
Victor Njoku.
Hello, I'm here.
Victor Njoku, is Victor here?
I'm here.
I can see Victor.
Hello.
Okay, congratulations, Victor. Victor
Thank
is the head winner. We have 2 more to go. I've heard you. Congratulations. We have 2 more to go. So be praying hard. It could be you. It could be you this time. So let's see. Sorry? Let's see who the next lucky winner is. Shuffle again. Shuffle again. Hmm? 65. They are not online. They are not online. We've got this set of people. Please shuffle again.
Again.
76. Shuffle again. 70. Anthony Obert.
It's
Anthony
not
Obert.
online.
Are you online?
It's not
Not
online.
yet. It's not yet. So, Uche Chukwu Shedrack. Praise. Praise Dikachi. Azi Somto Chukwu. Newi Amago. Edwin Joe. That number 72 is online. If you're online, please say unmute yourself and say hi. I've
72
seen
is
your chat.
online.
I've
I'm
seen
here.
your message. If you're online,
No.
unmute yourself. 72.
72 is online. I'm here, Daniel.
Okay, congratulations.
Daniel, use your own and reward the speaker now.
Congratulations. So,
I use my own to
congratulations.
reward
So drop your number in the
Dorcas.
chat
If
box.
she doesn't, if
No,
she's a speaker,
no.
let her take my own.
Okay, now,
No.
who is the last and lucky?
So Dorcas, drop your number on my behalf.
So let's see who our last winner will be tonight. Let's watch out for the lucky person. The lucky person. Who is the lucky person? Our last winner for tonight is 54.
Number 20.
You better be online. You better be online. 54.
Number 8 is available.
54. 30 Acho. 30 Acho, are you online? Hilary, are you online?
Hilary has won before.
Hilary, are you online?
Hilary has won before.
Okay, yes, that's true. Ngozi Okonkwo, are you online?
Madam
No.
Ngozi has left.
Ngozi, it's Ngozi I'm calling. Ngozi. Ngozi Okonkwo, are you online?
Madam Ngozi is not online, no.
Victoria, are you online?
God section.
Hey, Victoria again.
SC is the next winner, sir. So allow him to reject now. You want to take his own turn. He's the lucky winner now. Let him say he doesn't want before we continue.
Are you sure?
You are the lucky winner, developer. X is sir. Number 58.
He's a ghost attendee.
Hello, sir.
It's
not online.
This cartoon is not.
Okay, so Tochukwu Stella.
I'm here.
Tochukwu Stella, are you online?
I'm online. Good evening.
Tochukwu Stella, are you online?
I'm online. Good evening.
Tochukwu Stella, okay, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, congratulations. Good evening. And that's our lucky and last winner for tonight. So for those of us that did not bet, tomorrow is another day. Congratulations to all the winners, and we hope that by tomorrow more persons will win. So you better be online tomorrow so you don't miss out on your own airtime. Thank you very much, and thank you for staying tuned.
Okay, please, before we continue, I would like to recognize some of our senior members that were here. We couldn't do that way earlier. For the likes of our membership chair for section 103, Madam Ngozi Okonkwo, she was here. She was the one that gave the gratitude for the year during Madam Stella's presentation. Thank you so much for joining. We also have the likes of Sir Godson. Sir Godson was a former section chairman of section 103. He was here all through until right before the raffle draw. Then he took permission to leave. So thank you so much, Sir Godson, for joining us. And not to forget our faculty sponsor, Mr. Moses. If I had my way, I would give you an award, because there's never a time your school is hosting a program that you will not be part of it. You're always part of it, Mr. Moses Okpabio. I really appreciate that, and thank you so much for your time and for attending. Don't worry, attend tomorrow. I'm sure you will win tomorrow. And then also, thank you, Daniel Madogo. Thank you so much for attending. Daniel Madogo is our lead team for our HSC study group. Thank you so much for your time and for making out time out of your busy schedules. You're even right now at work and yet you made that time to join us. Thank you also, Mr. Chinedu, one of our senior SP members who joined also earlier. We sincerely do appreciate. Also, I hope I'm not missing any of our senior members that joined, but just in case I did, please do pardon and forgive me, but we really do appreciate you joining this student program. You're showing us the steps to humility, and I'm sure all of us will emulate that in all areas of our life. Thank you so much. Thank you. And above all, thank you, our section chairman, our amazing section chairman. Always, always, always there for us. Whether it is student program or primary school or secondary school or university, you're always there giving us your full support. We really appreciate, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. So, anybody can continue.
Okay, thank you once again, and I'm sure we all enjoyed the raffle draw. Congratulations once again to all the winners. For those of us that we did not win, congratulations to us too. Tomorrow is another day. Okay, sorry, please. The section chair says post what you have learned on your social media spaces, and don't forget to tag SPE section rather. Okay, now we are moving on to the next agenda for today, which is the closing remark by ESUT President Jonathan Egbo. Please, over to you.
I'm so opportune to be present here, and I congratulate the speaker, Mrs. Stella and Mrs. Dockers. They are done so well in educating us as students, as young professionals. So I will say thank you very much for those that attended and those that will join us tomorrow. So today is a very great day, and we know we have achieved something today. So thank you for attending today. See you tomorrow. Thank you.
And Obong, who's next? We gotta go. We're way ahead, way past our time.
Okay. Okay, now to Jerry, the program chair for ESUT chapter. Sorry, is he here? Okay, yes. Over to you, program chair.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for today. I enjoyed the program to run. I would like to call on. We're taking our closing prayer now. I would like to call on Stella, to Chuku Stella. Is she here? So please take the closing prayer for us.
Okay, yes, I'm here. Thank you very much, Jerry. We pray in Jesus' name. Father, we bless your name for this evening. We thank you for this meeting. We thank you for making it possible for everyone here to attend this meeting. Father, we thank you for our speakers. They are so wonderful. Father, we pray that you may bless them more so that by next time we meet them, oh Lord, we are going to meet them in higher dimensions. Lord, we go for every student that is here. Lord, we pray that this meeting and the lectures here would not be in vain. That through these lectures, oh God, that we'll have great testimonies in future in the name of Jesus. We bless your name once again, Lord, for you are good. Be thou exalted, Lord, for in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Please, our winners, check
Amen.
your
Amen.
progress
Okay,
message.